start the show coming up.
And check-ins, 877-602-9696. You could win tickets to see The Used.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you got to call. Check in.
Call and check in.
877-602-9696.
And it is time for the Gray Whale Entertainment Report. Friday is the new international release date for all music, so that means there's new music, movies, games, records. Pick up at a locally owned and operated Gray Whale near you. Here's what they got today. National has a new one out, Sleep Well Beast. Sleep Well Beast. Oh, okay. That's the name of the album. Toadies have a new one.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? The Lower Side of Uptown is what it's called. Always.
Always?
It's two V's, so I'm guessing it's Always. Anti-Socialites is what it's called. Odessa has a new one out, A Moment Apart. Mogwai, they have a new one, Every Country's Son. Mute Math has a new one called Play Dead. Comeback Kids, new one, Outsider, is out today. Death from Above 1979. Their new one, Outrage Is Now, is out. 4 Year Strong, their new one. Some of you will like this. Best album title of the week. Some of you will like this.
Okay.
I like that. And Jack Johnson has a new one. All the Light Above It 2 is what it's called. Movies out, Rough Night, A Dark Song, All Eyes on Me, and best of all, the anniversary Blu-ray of Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
It was just in theaters.
Just in theaters. Now you can see it on your big screen at home. GrayWhaleSLC.com, new and improved, ready for your shopping pleasure. They feature real-time inventory searches, killer whale member discount availability. You can use your store credit for purchasing, constantly update you on sales, promotions, and events. Bring in your old stuff, trade it in for new stuff. They want your music, movies, games, books, and vinyl records to get cash or store credit toward the purchase of something new. Join the Killer Whale Club. You'll receive a lifetime discount. Follow them on their social medias, their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Gray Whale SLC. That is your Gray Whale Entertainment Report.
Strong Volkswagen and X96.
I call this poem, I Hate X96. I can ride the wildest bronco in the wild and woolly west. I can take him, I can break him, let him do his level best. I can handle any cattle, ever wore a coat of hair. Hell, I've even had to tussle with a mean old grizzly bear. But there's one thing I can't handle, it nearly makes me sick. I gotta listen to that god-awful music just to hear my poems on X96. Oh, it's nice of Carrie and Bill to play my poems on the radio, but God, that music they put on about makes my lunch chunks blow. Who are these violent femmes? Their songs just make me sick. And then there's that Morrissey, a whining limey prick. When that 9 Inch Nails feller sings closer, it makes me feel mighty mean. And them two cute boys from Eraser are the biggest sissies I've ever seen. Give me country music from Bocephus, from Merle, and from Willie. I don't want no caterwauling from The Cure, or bands with names that are downright silly, like Hoodoo Gurus, Gene Loves Jezebel, Weezer, and Ween, and MC 900-Foot Jesus. Jesus, what the hell does that mean? I wish I could do my cowboy poems on a station with good old boys what plays country tunes, instead of that X96 with its long-haired, earring-wearing, sissified, sushi-eating, devil-worshipping goons. There is one good thing about X96. Heed my words if you wanna. At least them immoral bastards don't play them skank hooer songs by Madonna. I'm Conway Skinner.
From Hell with Utah's most trusted newsman, Bill Allred. Weekday mornings on X96.
All right, let's officially begin the Radio from Hell program, and then we'll go to the phones and take your check-ins. And so you better be calling. Let us know what you're doing today, what your agenda is. It'll help us determine how hard we should work today and what direction perhaps the show should take.
Oh, yeah.
The number is 877-602-9696 for your check-ins. Now, the official beginning brought to you by?
Well, we'll see the used. How about that?
All right.
We're giving away some tickets to the used to a random checker inner They're coming November 25th to the complex. Tickets are available at ticketfly.com and at thecomplexslc.com.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you with that.
No,
Jim.
we didn't have one, but may as well read that copy.
We 90% of the time, I think.
I know.
Seems like we do. All right, the moon is a waning gibbous moon, 94.2% of full. We'll have a new moon on September 15th, and the moon will set today at 9:27 a.m. Today being Friday, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Friday. And it is the 8th day of September in the year of our Lord 2017. And this is the show that goes snap, crackle, pop when drenched in milk. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring Carrie Snap Jackson, Bill Crackle Allred, and Gina Pop Barberi.
Wow. Do I get one of those jaunty caps that they wear?
We should have those, shouldn't we? Yeah. And listen, it's also National... I couldn't decide. There are 3 today.
Well, let me pick.
I usually just pick one, but they're all very important. It's National Pediatric Hematology Oncology Nurse Day.
Okay.
Very important. It's also National Stand Up to Cancer Day.
All right.
It's
Very
similar,
important.
okay.
But perhaps most important of all, it's National Ampersand Day.
Ooh.
So use the ampersand as much as you possibly can. All right? Let's see. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video for the program, which you can see at x96.com/live. And Katie, for short, is here helping out with the show. Oh, and I guess because it is September,
Oh, yes.
we should do your Z word of the day. And the Z word of the day for September, suggested by our personal attorney, Edward K. Brass. Today's Z word is Zanzibar, an island off the mainland of Tanzania where Freddie Mercury was born.
That's true.
Zanzibar, your Z word of the day.
Every time you play that, I'm sad we're not just listening to the whole thing.
We'll get to it.
I know, you've...
That's my favorite.
Now it's 6 minutes long.
That is my favorite Led Zeppelin
Is
song.
it yours too?
Yeah, it is, but it's also... It's the song for... I always kind of liked Led Zeppelin, but I was not a huge fan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I was sitting in my car one day, and this song came on,
It's a happy song.
and I just went, God, this is so good.
Yes.
And
I was humming this song while I was standing in Korea in Seoul, drenched under my tiny umbrella
Were
that I
you a
bought
fool
from
in
a
the
stand.
rain, Carrie Jackson?
I was just so happy to be there, though, even though it was raining on us. And I sat and sang that song.
all right, check-ins, shall we? Is anybody calling?
Let's do.
877-602-9696.
Start with William. Hello, William.
William.
What's up, guys?
William, what's on your agenda today, my friend?
Oh, just work and enjoying this Friday.
William, we may have asked you this before, but what is your work? And I wish people wouldn't say, I'm going to work, or I'm at work, or I'm coming home from work. Always say what your work is, even if you've told us before. So what do you do, William?
So I do pest control.
Pest control. What sort
In the
of,
dark? You're pest controlling in the dark?
It's the best time to do it. They can't see you coming.
That's when the roaches
Just doing
come
a
out.
few restaurants before they open.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Now, William, let me ask you this, and I don't want you to name any restaurants in particular, but do all restaurants have pest control programs?
Oh, yeah.
Or should they have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of it's just preventative
Mm-hmm.
and all that, so.
Well, I'm grateful for that.
So you just work mainly with the bug pests, right? The roaches and the weevils. And that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for checking in with us.
Thank you, William.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Cynthia. Hello, Cynthia.
Hello, Cynthia.
Good morning.
Good morning. What is your life like today?
Well, my grown-up job, I'm off today, and so I'm on call for volunteer EMT today, so I'm on alert.
So you have another job, and when you're not doing that, you become an EMT, huh?
Occasionally, it's my empty nest gig. My son's a senior in high school this year, and I'm getting ready for him to leave me forever.
Oh, leave me forever.
You mean when he leaves the house, you'll never see him again?
I hope so.
I am on alert.
I know how you
And
feel.
I do, and that's every time I'm on alert, I think of Gina in my head, because I'm a woman of a certain age, and
I am on alert.
I'm on alert.
You're a woman of
So
a
thank you,
certain
Gina.
age.
No,
All right.
you're welcome. Well,
Thanks.
thank you for being out there EMTing if we need it.
Thanks, Cynthia.
Yes, you got to pick up the tourists when they eat too much pot.
Okay.
Somebody
Thank you,
needs to
Cynthia.
help.
All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm drunk. Don't try. Big kiss. There you go.
All right.
That's the best check-in from the day for the day.
How about this? It's your friendly utility arborist. I'm about to make a trek out to Florida to help him out with the hurricane cleanup.
Oh. HVAC Shin checking in, wondering where the cool days have gone. London friend of the program checking in. Trains have been garbage for the last 2 weeks, so feel free to pack it in and go home early.
Don't you mean rubbish? You're in London. Isn't it rubbish?
It would be rubbish. My 8-month pregnant wife has to put up with their lack of working efficiency. Let's see. Emily, check in from the VA hospital. I request your best Friday effort. I'll be out of town next week and probably won't have a chance to even podcast. Please and thank you.
Here's Emilio from Netflix. Went to the Lost 80s Live with tickets I won from you guys. The show was fantastic.
Oh, good. I wonder if there were a lot of people there. I didn't hear any stories about any rioting or anything.
You were expecting 80s riots?
80s riots. You know how they can be.
Lesomeone throw their walker up on stage. Omar from Eagle Mountain just got home from work, going to sleep. Give a whole 1%.
The whole one.
At least fall asleep with us on, Omar, at least. Trucker Gary checking in. I don't understand why this is the least popular feature. I enjoy it.
Right?
Well, you're out there alone in the truck. I understand that.
You lead a boring life, Gary. You're easy to please.
Jerome heading up to volunteer at the Wasatch 100. Let's see. Let's go to Navajo Nate.
Yutta hey, Nate.
Yep, hey, Radio from Hell.
What's up?
Well, just got off of work at auto leave up here in Brigham City, and I do want to let you know, Bill, that Peach Days is this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Early in August. I once rode on a Peach Days float with Peach Days royalty. It was a highlight of my life.
That and Gina rode a horse in the parade.
I did, more than once.
So, Nate, did you hear that stuff about Wellsville
I did.
and their stuff? Yeah, that's... who knew that was going on?
Was going on.
I don't know.
All
I
these
just
years.
saw that Robert Gerke this morning posted some nasty email he's got from the residents of...
Really?
They're very proud of their sham battle
Yeah,
that they do.
shame battle.
Where they dress up, some of them dress up as, excuse me for saying this, Nate, Redskins. And
but all right.
And some of them dress as Redskins and some as the brave Mormon pioneers. And they stage a fake battle up in Wellsville every year.
Yeah, they are none too happy with his expose on... They are
Well,
embracing
I've lived here
it.
for like 15 years. I live in Brigham, like right across the mountain from there.
And
I
you-
didn't even know that was even going
You
on.
didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's amazing.
We're a small town. Let us have our racism. we're shielded by the
Listen,
mountains.
it brings us together.
Our
right.
racism brings us...
Thanks, Nate.
Thanks, Nate.
We'll see you.
Thank you very much.
Happy Friday, Laura from the Alzheimer's Association. Tomorrow at the Park City in Logan, Walks to End Alzheimer's. Join the fun. alz.org/walk.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Pete. Hello, Pete.
Howdy, Pete. What's up?
Going up to Lava Hot Springs for Dog-a-Palooza this weekend.
Dog-a-palooza.
Yeah, Saturday they have a dog parade, and then before they drain the cold pool, they invite people to bring their dogs to go swimming.
Oh, that's fun.
That's really in that great big outdoor pool they have, huh?
Yeah, it's $5 donation to the Humane Society, and no humans are allowed in the pool. And I've never seen a dog fight. And they also have dachshund races also.
Oh,
That's
fun.
Wiener dog races. I like that.
I just love that they say we're draining the pool anyway. Bring your dogs up and let them swim. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
And there's a couple restaurants that they allow you to bring your dog to the patio and have puppy kebabs for them and stuff. It's a fun time.
The only thing bad about it is that you have to spend a night in lava. But other than that, it's...
No, I'm going to tent camp and set up a nice campsite
Well, they do have that campground by the river there.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Pete, we got to run. Thank you very much.
Pete, thanks for
thank
checking
you.
in.
Our anonymous UHP trooper says, should I write this guy a ticket or a warning? He's listening.
A warning!
Warning.
Warning!
Radios from Hell says, a warning, please, only this time.
All right. And Cassie is checking.
Cassie?
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning, Lords.
Good morning.
Hello. What can we do for you,
I'm on my
Cassie?
way to work as a bookkeeper,
Mm-hmm. Thank you for saying
and I'm
that.
just checking in. I'm getting ready to pack up and head to, I don't know if it's called the Palisades or Palisade, but I guess there's wine country in Colorado.
You going to drink a lot of wine?
Oh, you bet.
You going to smoke a lot of cigarettes?
Yeah, and I'm going to do some shopping while I'm there.
Good for you.
For wine?
Are you shopping for Carrie?
Yes, for wine.
Oh, I know what you're shopping for. Yeah. All right.
Supplies. She's
Thank you,
getting
Cassie.
supplies.
Cassie, there's a highway patrol trooper listening right now. You need to be
He's only
careful.
giving out warnings, though, so
Oh,
you'll be fine.
Yeah, you're fine. No. All right. Thanks, Cassie.
Thanks, Cass. Bye-bye.
Let's see if our trooper is showing up on the UDOT cameras. Crash northbound Bangor Highway 27th South is blocking the left lane. Stay to the right and plan for some slowage in that area. UDOT's going to close 106 South today at I-15 for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This is going to
Both on and off ramp,
Yeah.
I think I read.
Oh, no. Only southbound exit
Oh, really?
and on-ramp from South Jordan side will be open. So there'll be
Okay.
something open on each side,
All
but
right.
Okay.
it'll be causing you issues. So
Thank you.
be on alert for that. That's traffic.
Coming up in the news in just a couple of seconds, Hurricane Irma, Mexico earthquakes, and can Donald Trump negotiate with North Korea? Can he do it? We'll find out.
And we'll talk about the big game coming up this weekend.
Yeah, the Deseret Duel coming up this weekend.
Hold that all the way. Got to tell you about Diamonds Direct.
I bet there are U fans and BYU fans that have school-themed jewelry.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like a little U in diamonds. Ooh, you know what? I'd like a necklace that's a U, a diamond U.
Well, take your school ring in and get it cleaned
Yeah.
at Diamonds Direct.
It's a good time right now to go to Diamonds Direct for their most incredible offer ever. They have, for a limited time, 5 years, 0 interest on any purchase. So if you haven't been into Diamonds Direct yet and seen their beautiful showroom there, this is a good time to check it out. You could get any item at Diamonds Direct, spread your payment over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. And that means just, loose diamonds. It means jewelry of all kinds, wedding rings, engagement rings, all of that. It's happening right now at Diamonds Direct. Super low price Diamonds Direct. And you can spread your payments out over 5 years with no interest. Don't miss this. Diamonds Direct, on approved credit, of course, offer ends soon, 6400 South, right across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
John Smith has a big wingding, and he knows how to use it.
Shut the front door.
It's a 1 hour nonstop music wingding. Right at To 96.96 Radio from Hell. Carrie, Bill, Gina on X96.
All right, 636, Big Boy News and Opinioendo now. Brought to you by
Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today.
Well, we'll get to earthquakes and hurricanes in a second, but probably even scarier, Gina, a mounting number of citations on a popular disease tracking website.
Okay, I'm ready. Yep.
You probably know this website because it tracks diseases all around the world.
Yep.
It's ProMed Mail.
Mail.
Yeah, you know that one, I'm sure.
Bird flu? Is it bird flu?
Here, suggests that mosquitoes may be moving into new ecological niches with greater frequency. The website has carried more than a dozen such reports since June, all involving mosquito species known to transmit human diseases. Yeah, we all know that mosquitoes spread AIDS. You know that, right?
AIDS?
AIDS, yeah.
I don't.
You know, you remember people used to say that. They don't.
Yeah.
Most reports have concerned the United States, where, for example, Gina, Aedes aegypti, the yellow fever mosquito, which also spreads Zika, dengue, and chikungunya fever.
That's the bad one.
Has been turning up in countries, in counties rather, in California and our adjacent state, Nevada. Other reports have noted mosquito species don't piss them off. Don't piss them off. Gina, they're coming after you if you keep killing their buddies. Other reports have noted mosquito species found for the first time on certain South Pacific islands or in parts of Europe where harsh winters previously kept them at bay. ProMed, the program for monitoring emerging diseases, is overseen by the International Society for Infectious Diseases, of which I believe Gina is a member. Its moderators disseminate alerts coming in from members, news media, government releases, and other sources with notes that put these reports in context. So, you got your earthquakes. You got your hurricanes. You got your Kim Jong-uns.
Yep.
And now you got dengue fever in Nevada. And it's coming this way. Gina?
I almost had.
You're going to piss them off. You will be the first to go. Earthquake last night. Mexico. Huge. 8.1
That's a big one.
Magnitude. Powerful quake struck off. It was in the ocean off the Pacific coast of Mexico, shaking buildings as far away as Mexico City and sending. Now, this was down near the bottom of Mexico, Guatemala border with Mexico. But so Mexico City's way upland, but it's still, the buildings were apparently swaying back and forth in Mexico City, sending worried residents fleeing into the streets. At least 5 deaths have been reported in the immediate aftermath of the quake. This is as of a reporting from the New York Times, so that death toll may have gone up. The quake had a preliminary magnitude of 8.1, according to the United States Geological Survey, and it struck 60 miles southwest of a place I can't pronounce. Pijiapan,
Okay.
off the Chiapas state near the border with Guatemala. Quake was felt in Mexico City. That's 450 miles away.
Wow.
And it shook the
I saw a video.
I haven't seen any.
From Mexico City. And it was, video of this guy just shooting in a room. And it was moving everything. Now, if that was 400 miles away, I can just imagine.
The epicenter.
Apparently, people said there are buildings in Mexico City. It's a very big city, Mexico City, and a lot of it's a really modern city. There are buildings that are so close together that the buildings were swaying back and forth and they were touching each other.
Wow.
And then Hurricane Irma, slowly chugging its way along, Category 5 hurricane. I think it's now been downgraded to a 4, I heard earlier.
That's still a bad hurricane.
Barreling closer towards Florida's southern coast, but before it makes landfall this weekend, the storm has been pummeling the Caribbean with gale-force winds, sheets of rain, and widespread destruction. One of the casualties has been Donald Trump's vacation home, Le Chateau de Palmier on the island of St. Martin. While the extent of the dam, if we're lucky, it'll get Mar-a-Lago too.
It's on that side.
It's in the
that
path.
should
Yeah,
be-
it could be.
Yeah.
Because that's in Tampa, right? Or in that area? No, not Tampa. Palm Beach, West Palm Beach. While the extent of the damage is not known, officials that control the side of the island where Trump's beachfront property is located told the Washington Post that the territory suffered widespread destruction. We know that the 4 most solid buildings on the island of St. Martin's have been destroyed.
Yeah, it's just gone.
Which means that more rustic structures have probably been completely or partially destroyed.
Yep.
The 11-bedroom compound that Donald Trump owns is currently for sale. I'm thinking nobody's going to buy it now. It was listed at a mere $16.9 million. A spokesperson for the Trump Organization told the Washington Post all of the proper precautions and protections have been implemented. We're just praying for all of those in the path of Hurricane Irma in the Caribbean and beyond.
Did you have the Robert De Niro?
No, I didn't see anything about him.
So he owns a resort in that Barbuda. Is that
really?
Barbuda.
Oh. Barbuda, and he said, "I will rebuild it, and I will also help to rebuild
The island.
the island." So he's gonna.
Let's just change the name of the island to De Niro.
Well, I think that's part of the
That's what he
requirements.
It'll also be easier to remember.
Yeah,
I guess St. Martin's is just absolutely
devastated.
And I read something about they had a very well-known and well-liked airport there. Really nicely designed, and people enjoyed flying into it. So gone.
Yeah.
Read an article about how right in the path, and they're expecting it. Ernest Hemingway's house in the Keys.
Oh yeah.
They're not leaving it.
His granddaughter Mario keeps telling the caretakers there, "No, it's
okay.
Just go home,
The
get out
caretakers,
of there."
they're boarding up and hoping that it was built in like 1915.
And they're made with they're sticks.
And they got the cats,
Yeah.
all the cats there. It's just sad.
Do you have something to say about Ernest Hemingway, Dylan?
No, I was going to talk about the 6-toed cats. What are they going to do with the 6-toed cats?
They have 6-toed cats there.
There's like 45 6-toed cats that are all.
They'll be fine.
I'm worried about the cats.
For the most part, they'll be fine.
I had a 6-toed cat once.
They can take care of themselves.
Was it from Ernest Hemingway's
then-
house?
No, my house.
And then Kim Jong-un tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a big day tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a big day.
What's
It's the
tomorrow?
anniversary of the founding of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and neighboring countries are bracing for North Korea to celebrate in a classic North Korean way. No, not with streamers and balloons.
Fireworks.
They'll have a missile. Now, they say that they believe that they tested a hydrogen bomb device earlier this week, and maybe that device that is capable of putting on the end of one of their little dinky missiles and we'll see what he does.
I'm watching TV last night, and there are ads for the Winter Olympics, which is in South Korea.
South Korea, yeah.
I can't imagine that very many tourists are going to travel and go to that Olympics, are they? I mean, this is such crazy timing for...
Several groups and a number of people who are speaking out against the annual celebration in Wellsville, saying it's not only racist, it's historically inaccurate. The Wellsville Founders Day Parade and Sham Battle celebrates what locals consider the history of the founding of the Cache Valley town, while people in town would say that the battle portrays how the brave pioneer settlers persevered against Native American attacks. Others say that's not really how the history went down. During the battle, men and women painted in red yell and fight with people dressed as settlers. A woman with a painted face said in an interview that she loves dressing up and showing people how the town came to be. You get to act kind of crazy and whoop and holler and like you're a threat, she said. And she said that the settlers had to be cautious about those hostile Indians, and they had to guard their horses and cattle day and night. This is not what happened.
Here's a couple of email that Robert Gerke, the journalist who wrote that story.
In his column, he wrote about it.
He said, the people in Wellsville are really liking my column about the sham battle. 2 emails I got tonight from the same person. Email number 1, you're, Y-O-U-R, a stupid human that knows nothing about Wellsville and what we've been through, T-H-R-E-W. From the beginning, you're an ugly human, Y-O-U-R. You should be ashamed of yourself. I lived here for 50 years, and the sham battle is our true tradition I'm sure you know nothing about. Email number 2. You look like a kid from high school that everyone made fun of, so you're looking to put down my town?
Well, that's true.
You're an ignorant A. Come talk to me in person, you big shot.
That's one part of that is true. Gerke does look like
he does.
He does kind of look like.
So they're defending their small town races.
Well, let's see. This is a guy named Lucero, Robert Lucero, who's a Indian activist, Ute Political Action Committee. He's in that. He said there's nothing about this portrayal that is real. Pioneers were attacked by an outside force. That's a false narrative. This whole thing was called ultimately, what was it, the Battle of Bear River? Because eventually the federal government sent troops from here in Salt Lake, from Fort Douglas up there, and they wiped out most of the Shoshones and raped the women and the Shoshones ended up moving, what was left of them, moving up into southern Idaho and getting together with another Indian tribe up there. So, a tragedy quickly.
Yes.
John Jack Kyle, dead.
I don't know.
He was 94.
I don't know.
He was one of a kind. He was an original. He will be missed.
Don't know.
He was the advertising executive who led the team that created McGruff the crime dog, and he voiced McGruff.
Take a bite out of crime.
Take a bite out of crime. Dead at the
dog
age,
in a trench coat.
Dead at the age of 94.
Weather, traffic, sports?
Yeah, we'll do plenty of sports coming up, although I stayed up way too late watching the Patriots get destroyed by the Chiefs, and that was fun. Weather, we should have a little break in our smokiness and heat today. Afternoon thunderstorms are possible, 93 for a high. Brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. They're on sale now and offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season in 2,500 acres. Learn more at snowbird.com. Traffic, we've got, crash northbound Bangor Highway 27 South, blocking the left lane. Stay to the right and plan for slowage in that area. Reminder that UDOT is going to close 106 South today at I-15 for 2 weeks. Only the southbound exit and on-ramp from South Jordan side will be open. That's traffic. Brought to you by Get Unlimited, 1.5% cashback plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
So I'm pretty excited, though, because the Deseret Duel is coming up this Saturday.
I don't know what that is.
That's the BYU-Utah game.
No, that's the Holy War.
Are you being paid to...
No, I just know I did a little research, and I think it's appropriate that they call it that. Gina, do you know what's on the line? What is
on the line?
Like if when whoever wins, what they get? Do you know what they get for winning?
A plaque.
Come on, you claim to be. Come on, you're all over this game. You claim to be knowing all about it. It's the Holy War.
The Beehive Boot? Is that what you're talking about?
The Beehive Boot.
What is that?
That's the trophy they get. It's an old-time football.
It's cool.
It's an old-time, I guess. Well, it's an old-time football cleat on a plaque with and then it. But Gina, do you know? I mean, so the Deseret Duel, the first time they ever met, BYU and Utah. You're looking it up, aren't you? Right
No.
I'll tell you. It was April 1896.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that long ago.
And the score of that game, Utah 12, BYU 4.
I know that Utah by almost double has beat them more times.
Utah leads in just overall games played. Utah has won 56 of the games. BYU has won 31.
Yeah, I knew it was.
So if you're a betting man.
There have been 4 ties. Well, maybe you want to go on streaks, though. The longest winning streak for either team, 9 games, both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them, 9-game winning streak. I think it was BYU early.
That was in your Jim McManey, your Steve Young.
Well, even earlier than that, I think. But at any rate, they've each won 9. Current win streak. Who holds it?
I'll be the Utes.
Yeah, 6 games going into today's game.
So that means U's going to win?
Well,
Maybe.
no, not maybe. They're going to win because they're a way better team.
You know how many times they've met all together?
I don't.
91. 91 games they've played. I think it's the Deseret Duel. Deseret Duel.
Do you need a place to watch it? Because we've all been invited. All of us.
Deseret First Credit Union?
No. Steve over at Excel Automotive Repair.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's a BYU fan.
Yeah,
though,
but they do a big blow-up screen in their backyard, and the entire neighborhood comes out and watches.
That does sound fun, actually.
Watches that. So
I mean, I wouldn't watch the game. I'd just sit and drink.
Bring a lawn chair or a blanket, everyone.
No, I know Steve's a good religious man. I don't know if he allows drinking in his yard.
Oh, well, I'll bring a flask. He won't even know.
Carrie's very discreet.
So all you need to do is just let him know you're coming and bring your own blanket,
Steve.
and he'll save a place for you.
Thanks, Steve.
So you'll be going down there for the game, right?
No, I've never been to the game at Lavelle Edwards Stadium.
It's Lavelle Edwards. It's not
Yes.
Cougar Stadium
No,
anymore.
I mean they still call it
They
Cougar,
still call
but
it
it's
Cougar
Lavelle
Stadium. All right,
Edwards.
okay.
Gina, everybody calls it Cougar Stadium. Come on. What's wrong with you?
But they still tailgate up in my neighborhood. Just doesn't matter where the game is.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So
all day tomorrow they will be.
Are they like showing it on a big screen at the stadium?
No, I don't think so.
Well, then why would you tailgate at the stadium if there's no
Because booze, Carrie.
Because again, I got that in Steve's backyard. I don't need to go to the stadium.
You're with all of your fellow Utes. There's barbecue, Carrie. The barbecue has to happen.
Okay, yeah, but can't you do that at home? I mean,
yes, you could.
You have to pack all that crap up and go up there.
It's a party.
And then you have to wander aimlessly drunk down mine and Gina's street.
Now,
and I said last game that my park strips were unadulterated. I was wrong.
Oh,
I did find and you have good choice in beer. It was a Uinta beer bottle, empty on my I think I'm going to start putting my garbage can out. Just like please don't.
You know
just
what?
Put it
don't.
in there.
Do not.
Why?
Because they'll tip it over and strew the garbage
Really?
all. Yes.
All right.
So let me ask you this: the game will be broadcast on
ESPN2.
ESPN on radio. Bill Riley will be calling it on the Ute side.
Oh
right?
yeah, on our
So that's
What's the
ESPN
station?
700.
700. It's
AM.
over there. It's down the hall.
AM 700. And Bill Riley calls a great game. He does a really good job. And then I don't know who does it for BYU, and I don't care. Actually, I do know. I'm just not going to say. And then, so what's ESPN2 is actually broadcasting on TV the game. Is that right?
Yeah, but BYU and Utah fans are irritated that it's relegated to ESPN2. They're like, this should be a prime time.
It's important to you guys. The rest of the nation, not so
No,
much.
I mean it's one of the bigger rivalries in the
Still,
country.
But it's not Ohio State, Michigan.
Exactly.
Well, no,
they don't
but-
care about it there. It is ESPN2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the Deseret Duel on ESPN2.
Why do you keep saying that? Again, if you're
because
going to do
God's
that,
station tells me that's
send
what it
them
is.
a bill then.
That's what God's station tells me it is. You give God enough money, it's the Deseret Duel.
It is the holy war.
I have decreed.
And you don't have to pay for anything.
Thou shalt refer to as.
Yep. They never call it the Holy War on KSL anymore.
And see, and now it all comes, all these texts coming in. You suck, go BYU. And things like that.
I'm with you guys. You suck, go BYU.
Carrie, it's your Star Treks and your Star Wars.
I like them both.
Do you know what, Carrie? It's DC Marvel. It's that.
Okay, I like Marvel a little bit more, but I'm okay with
But you
DC.
know how the fans are.
All right.
It's like
you know what I say? Go Utes! That's what I say. Go Utes!
He's always said that until a few moments ago.
Well,
then
I bleed cougar blue.
No, you can't say both of those.
Go Utes!
No.
I'm a Utah man.
Something. Go, team.
Sports ball.
They're both from Utah. Go, team.
Get them.
All right.
Go fight, win.
Yeah.
Oh, traffic. By the way, you can send me traffic. I like it when you do. Like this person. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm at 2700 South Bangor northbound, and it's all clear. Best traffic has been in 2 weeks. So,
all right.
So what do I know?
Yeah.
33986.
You're only as good as the UDOT site.
Brought to you by Sean Hogan and Everest Collision. They want you and your loved ones to get home safe and sound. Stop texting and driving. Download the Everest Collision app responsibly.
All right. Let's see. Coming up, we got best or meh question of the week. The winner will get a Prohibition gift card. Also, round one of your boner voting. And get ready for your Hello Yeah What coming up, if you have one.
It's just when you call and just...
Get it out and blow the dust off of it. Get ready to use it. Coming up. KXRK Provo. The Radio from Hell Not Safe for Work live show this Friday at the Ruin in Sugar House is full.
No room. Nada. Zip. If you didn't RSVP to get in, tough. It's too late.
But you can still enjoy the fun with our Not Safe for Work podcast episode.
Make sure you don't miss 1 second of Sister Dottie and our Not Safe for Work episode by subscribing to the Radio from Hell show wherever you get your podcasts.
We will publish it as soon as we can edit it so you can enjoy it, which probably means we'll get around to it by, Saturday. Recently on the Rachel Ray show, she was promoting her new fragrance, which she calls Fancy. It's $85. She sprayed some in the air and then started naming all the benefits. The main one was that it allows you to fart and nobody can smell it.
That's a selling point?
That's what she said. She said if you're in an elevator and you're wearing this perfume.
She's a classy one.
Do they have a guy's version? Because, boy, I tell you, I'm holding...
You want to wear something called Fancy?
I'm holding one back right now, and I don't want to...
Go ahead.
I don't want to hurt you
Go
guys.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Go on.
Why?
Do it.
Go
do
outside.
It. Come on, chicken. Come on, do it.
Don't.
Do it.
Not chicken. I'm just not sure you really want
Do
that.
it.
Why do you want him to do that?
Do it. I don't believe him. I don't believe he's holding one.
I believe he always has one ready.
And I don't believe...
he
Just
can...
put the microphone down.
Don't do it. I'll leave the room.
And I don't believe it's going to be as bad as you say.
What, you weren't serious?
That's the lowest we have ever sung on the radio.
And I didn't even go all the way.
Oh, man.
There's more.
That's dangerous. Yeah, he did. I made him. I made him.
You know how I am with peer pressure. Here, Carrie, have a drink. Here, Carrie, fart. Pull my finger. Listen, it started when I was a kid. It started when I was a kid. My dad used to make me pull his finger.
He did. I don't smell anything. Seems fine.
It'll circulate.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, maybe we better take a break.
I haven't been eating much meat lately, so.
Oh, geez. Well,
You know, for someone that just
That was really
tuned into
good.
this show for the first time,
I know, they
just
would-
now,
We don't usually do that.
We've lost them forever.
Usually,
Really?
you know, we're.
Do you think? You don't think that they could forgive us just this one?
I can't forgive you.
Now, long-time listeners of the Radio from Hell show, if you'd like to call us now.
Listen, I was goaded into it.
I did.
Hope
I
you're
pushed
both
him.
happy.
He was calling me names. He
I
was
pushed
pointing
him.
at me.
I pushed him. It's a good thing there wasn't a cliff.
I'm glad we don't have a sponsor for the boner right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we'll ever have
Nope.
one either after that. Oh, my God.
He made me. All right. Uh-oh.
Weather?
Somebody just texted and says, well, that's why you guys have a new three-year contract.
And Sue just texted in, I am so proud to be your wife
Your
right
bags
now.
are on the porch.
I also just got a texter that says, I can smell it from here.
It really is bad.
Is it?
Well, I've been holding it all morning. I haven't had a chance to leave.
I know what that's like.
I figure I'd be fine until, at 10.
Yeah.
It really started to kink up, and then you talked about that perfume.
Oh, God, I can't believe you did that.
Now, listen, how do you guys know it wasn't just a recording
It
of a
wasn't.
fart?
He put the
Shut
microphone
up.
down.
Shut up. It could have just been a recording of a
No.
fart. You don't know.
You don't, but I'm here to tell you it wasn't.
Well, see, these guys are selling it. They're acting.
Nope. That was real.
Oh, man.
Great.
Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Don't.
Yeah, it was. It was real.
Told you.
Yeah.
Thought you were going to do it
No.
too.
All
right.
I don't have one, or I might.
Is it like yawning? It just, when somebody does it,
no.
everybody
It's
just
contagious.
No.
just
I got.
jumps in and-
No.
Okay, all right.
With warmth and vigor. Radio from Hell. Carrie, Bill, and Gina in the morning, and alternative music all day. X96.
Who is that?
Well, that was Jen Kirkman.
Jen Kirkman.
Very funny.
Best question of the week. Brought to you by Prohibition. We're giving away to whoever submitted the best question a $25 gift card to Prohibition, Utah's sexiest new speakeasy located north of Fashion Place Mall in Murray. Tonight and every Friday night, live music. Don't miss weekend
What?
sexy burlesque dancers. Reservations and information at prohibitionutah.com.
And who is that person who submitted the best question of the week?
Well, I'll tell you who it's not. It's not the person that sent in this one. Does September have 1 or 2 P's?
I believed two.
Not that
No, it has only one. There are two Z's. September.
Led Zeppelin doesn't have two Z's.
No.
This one did not win. Is there a difference between resting bitch face and poker face? No, it's not.
Okay.
But here is the best question of the week, submitted by Michael Woodward. Michael gets the Prohibition gift card. Here is the best question of the week. I am of two minds, dear lords, on what my question this week will be. Both are food related, so feel free to take either or both of these if you will. What's your go-to menu when you want to make the effort to make something special or comforting at home? Maybe a brief sketch of the recipes if it's not too much to ask. Mm-hmm. Or, what was the most memorable restaurant experience you've had either here in Salt Lake or abroad? Thank you for letting me listen and vicariously enjoying something tasty. Mike.
Let's see, I'll go first. If I want to make something comforting at home, mac and cheese maybe from scratch. Salad niçoise.
That's comforting?
Because it takes a lot of effort and it's really good.
Doesn't comfort food have to be warm and...
Gina, again...
Can't be comforted by
Again,
cold
I
food.
will tell you this. You know nothing about food. Don't argue with me about food.
But just traditionally, isn't it?
And just steak and baked potatoes is comforting as well. So the best restaurant experience, we've talked a lot of times about eating at Charlie Trotter's, Carrie and I. That was an amazing experience. But I guess probably the first time I ever had Indonesian food.
Oh yeah,
in Amsterdam.
That was delicious.
Had the Rijstafel, they call it.
Platter,
just a whole lot of different dishes they bring out.
So good,
delicious stuff. The first time, and I think Carrie was with me on this. Carrie and I have a lot of romantic restaurant stories together. We went to Lee Ho Fook in Soho, in London, and got a big dish of beef chow mein.
Because we wanted to live out the lyrics of a Warren Zevon song.
Of course you did.
Werewolves of London. Yeah. And it was and Lee Ho Folk was good for a couple of years. We went back a couple of times, and then the third time we went there, I think it was not so good.
Not so much.
I guess a time I really remember is getting ribs at Tony Roma's.
What?
Because my now wife, but at the time we were just seeing each other. She took me to Tony Roma's at Trolley Square, and we had the big stack of
baby backs,
fried onions. They did this big stack of fried onions and the baby back ribs, and they weren't great, but they were okay, and it was just going there with her made it really memorable.
So when I make something that I haven't made in a long time. I make chicken fried steak.
Oh?
Do you know what the secret is?
What's the secret?
Cornflake crumbs.
Wow.
There you go.
How exotic.
Because you know what's comfort food? Fried meat. That's comfort food.
It's also heart attack food, but we...
As far as restaurants, I think I've told you guys this story before, but when we were in Italy, we went to, this was in Florence, we went to a restaurant called Mama Gina's. And they had wine glasses with the restaurant logo on them.
Stole them, huh?
Mama Gina's. I'm like, I really want one of those glasses. And Mary Claire said, I'll get you a glass. And she spent the entire meal flirting with the manager. And because at the beginning we asked, can we buy one of these glasses? No, they're not for sale. Can't buy one of those. So my mom's like, I am going to get you one of those glasses. And at the end of the meal, we all went outside, and she triumphantly came out holding a glass saying, I sweet-talked the manager into giving me this glass. And then one by one, all of the men in our party, which I think there were 6 of them, pulled a glass out of their... They had all stolen. My mom spent the whole meal trying to talk her way into and she said, you go give those all back, because this one I got on the up and up, and you guys stole all of them.
Did they give them back?
They did. I have one Mama Gina glass.
Oh, good. Our comfort food switches every now and then. Our usual go-to is we do homemade chicken noodle soup. I make the noodles, and Sue takes care of the rest. The secret, I learned this from a kid from Idaho, mashed potatoes in the soup. A scoop of mashed potatoes right in the soup.
Sure, that'd be good.
Delicious.
Huh.
So there's that.
And look, it's
well,
hot.
No, aren't you
That's
going to go after him? That's just
That's
wrong.
that's
wrong. Putting mashed
That's
potatoes in
two.
soup. If I had said that, you would say, "You what?"
No, if Carrie said it's chicken noodle soup, but we serve it cold, and that's our comfort food.
Well, that would be stupid. Who would say that?
That's wrong.
That would be stupid.
But then this past week, we went like 2 days in a row where I would grill us hamburgers. We made wonderful hamburgers at home.
What makes a wonderful hamburger?
Oh, you got to get the nice ripe tomato, good meat, charcoal, proper bun.
Good, you
iceberg
find a place.
lettuce.
Do you toast a bun? Do you toast the bun?
I toast the bun on the grill.
You
Yes.
put melted butter on the bun, and then
Yes.
you use the egg bun. The soft.
Yeah, there's the nice gourmet bun and all that. Anyway, as far as food, I had a lot of good experiences in Italy. You were talking about Italy. That reminded me we had a couple of great experiences there. But the one that is fresh in my head is the fish market in Busan in Korea.
Is that where you ate the live octopus?
I ate the live octopus there.
Like it was moving.
It was moving, yes. Well, I mean, they just pulled it out and chopped it up and said, "Here you go."
So it was just sort of moving. It was in his death throes.
Yeah, it was death throes.
Yeah.
But it was just fascinating because it's the largest fish market in the country, and there are all of these families who have their stands set up in this giant building with many floors, and they would be gesturing at you, ours is better, ours is fresh, and the fish is right out there. It's just right out there in containers, and it's alive. And they'll prepare it any way you want.
Kill me that one.
They are prepared. Yeah, they are prepared. They can grill it, they can fry it, they can do whatever or just serve it up, cut it up for you right there, and just go here. But it was just a fascinating experience because
nothing like that here.
There is nothing like that here.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's a big market in Seattle. I think it's called Owashimaya, and they have a big fish department there, and you can go in and point at the fish, and they'll kill it.
I've been there. I was scared.
Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Owashimaya?
But it was great because as I was sitting there and enjoying the meal, and I looked around and I just saw groups of people, and they were all there for the same reason. They were from different backgrounds, but they were all there for the same reason. And there was this group of guys over here, and they had their soju shot glasses, and they were cheering and
explain what soju is for
soju
people.
is like a Korean white rice wine. It's everywhere. It's like water. It's everywhere. And they're doing their shots, and they're and there's a group of ladies over here on the other side, and I'm in more direct eye contact with them, and they keep looking over like, oh, you jerks. And I made eye contact with this one woman, and I raised a glass to her, and she went, winked at me.
Right back at you.
Right back at
There's
you.
mud in your eye.
There you go.
Soju.
That made it experience.
There's soju.
There's soju in your
Soju
eye.
in your eye. Yeah.
So if you want to send us a best question of the week and possibly get a gift certificate to Prohibition, just email us, radiofromlx96.com. Put best question in the subject line.
Getting from the chat room, our London friend of the program, Tragedy.
Well,
Leho Folk in Soho has been closed down.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The speculation is they must have exceeded their werewolf seating capacity.
Yes, probably.
There you go.
You could only go in there if your hair was perfect.
Exactly. All right, let's see. We've got. Do you have traffic?
I do. A friend of the program says, Gina, I just watched a box spring mattress come out of the bed of a truck in the carpool lane, northbound I-15, just north of 45th South. So free box spring, I'm guessing. We've also got UDOT reminding you they're closing 106 South today at I-15 for 2 weeks. Only the southbound exit and on-ramp from South Jordan side will be open. That's traffic.
We got Boners Round 1 coming up. Here are your 3 boner candidates. Number 1, Rue may stop sexual assault.
Oh, I saw that one, yes.
Boner candidate number 2, you try being a Trump ethics attorney's wife. And boner candidate number 3, I was trying to help him develop as an artist.
All right, so we got those boner candidates for round 1. Big boy news as well after these, and get your hello, yeah, what's ready for us. Why don't you do that?
I have to go home and get my bed ready.
Oh,
I know. I just said a box spring mattress flew out. Don't get that free one off the freeway. Go get one at mattress.
I am going to take a nap before we perform tonight. So yeah.
Mattress Firm, their Labor Day sale has been extended at least through the 12th, which is what, Sunday?
Let me check.
The Mattress Firm Labor Day sale. Don't miss your chance to take home a free adjustable base with purchase.
The 12th is Tuesday.
Tuesday, with select purchase. So, and I have an adjustable base bed, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a Hampton and Rhodes mattresses starting at just $99.99 at Mattress Firm. Serta memory foam queen mattresses for $399.99. You know, by the way, they have this remarkable return policy at Mattress Firm. So I think it's 120 days.
120 days you can try out. You'll know way before then if the mattress is right for you or not. But they say, make sure you know. And if for some reason it's not perfect for you, in 120 days, they'll
refund the money. They'll take it back or exchange it. And Mattress Firm, there's a store near you. I can almost guarantee it. You just go to mattressfirm.com to find out. Hi, it's me, Bill.
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
Last week, these little girls came up to me.
Ow.
They come running up to me, and they go, and I mean, they're like 12 years old or 11, and they go, Are you Bill Allred? And I said, yeah. And they said, do you remember us? And I said, no. And they said, you threw us out of that garage in your backyard a couple of weeks ago.
What? You had kids in your garage?
Not my garage, my neighbor. She has this old garage, and the top of it.
No. Do you have an infestation?
Yeah.
Is it
like little girls?
That's what it was like. It was an infestation of little girls. No! And the old garage has like a top place that you can walk up some stairs and go into, a second story, but it's just ramshackle. You know, you can see through the ceiling and the floorboard.
You ought not be walking around.
It's more of a shack than anything.
Yeah, and I realized there were some kids up there so I went over, and there were these little girls in there trying to clean it up and make a playhouse out of it. You know, and
a fort. We want a fort.
Yeah, and I was nice to them because I said I know how attractive this is. To want to do this, but it's really not safe. Plus, it's filthy. And I mean, they had cleaning equipment in there and all of this kind of stuff. And I said, it's really not safe.
Yeah.
So and there were other kids coming down my driveway and stuff to go up there with them. And I said, so come on out and please don't do it anymore. And you know, they haven't. I could have I was going to put a lock on the door for my neighbor. And I haven't gotten around to it, but I don't think anybody's been up there since.
Yeah.
At least I don't think so. But then apparently there were some older kids who recognized me, apparently. So they were just really excited that they had been thrown out.
Kicked us out.
They kicked us out of that place.
Does that mean Jonesy's going to scream like that someday? No! Is that what girls do?
Yeah.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
Who is that? Who is that that says super good fun?
It's a PSA for some kid thing.
But you don't know who it is?
No.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
I love that.
All it takes is a little know-how.
All it takes is a little know-how. Yeah, super good fun.
96.3 FM, X96. Let's unite. Follow Carrie Jackson on Twitter at RFHCarrie.
It rubs the lotion on its skin.
That's Carrie, Kerry.
Or else it gets the hose again.
Weekday mornings on X96.
All right, 7:22 right now. Time for round one of your boner voting. These are 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will have to decide between these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. Boner means mistake. 2 candidates now, then a 3rd candidate after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you random lucky boner voters will...
Richie has conflicting information on our sheet.
Yeah, I think this round one is not that.
Well, then it's
you
something
might
win
else.
something else, maybe.
All right.
Just call and vote.
877-602-9696, and Richie will let us know in a couple minutes what it is.
We got tickets to the Used, actually, for random boner voters. Saturday, November 25th at the Complex. Tickets are available at ticketfly.com and thecomplexslc.com.
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Now, just right before boner candidate number 1, I am not making a boner candidate people who are price gouging in the wake of Hurricane Irma.
You're not doing that.
Not. It's just too pervasive. There are businesses doing it. I do have a story coming up. Amazon is trying to shut down anybody on their site that they know is price gouging.
That's good.
In the wake of Hurricane Irma. But I'm not. But here's boner candidate number 1. Rue may stop sexual assault. A university that, during a student orientation session, showed a slide that appeared to suggest that masturbation is a deterrent to sexual assault, has apologized.
There it is.
The Rochester Institute of Technology, you can see the slide in question at x96.com/live.
It's little Roo, like from Winnie the Pooh Roo.
The Rochester Institute of Technology slide featured the Winnie the Pooh character Roo, using the kangaroo character's name as an acronym about masturbation. A screenshot of the slide was shared via social media and included closed captioning at the bottom that said, "Self-gratification can prevent sexual assault. Roo, short for rub one out." Critics said that the slide made light of rape and blasted the idea that masturbation could curb someone's urge to commit sexual assault.
Because they're not related at all.
University officials said the screenshot was taken out of context. I don't know what context it was taken out of. The discussion addressed options available should a potential sexual partner withdraw consent. The overarching goal was to increase awareness and promote discussion about the ways we can together prevent instances of sexual misconduct on campus. Well, that's good. But this is not a way to do it.
And if Disney finds out about your use of their character that way, I'm sure they'll have something to say about it, too.
Actually, Disney executives were contacted, and they said, actually, that's what Rue meant. All
along, that's okay.
And Disney, it bugs me that Disney would be the first thing that would come to your mind, because Disney did not create these characters.
Yeah, okay. He's a poo purist.
I am.
He's a poo purist.
I know he
you
is.
forget.
I am. Boner candidate number 1, Rue may stop sexual assault. Here's boner candidate number 2. You try being a Trump ethics attorney's wife.
This is funny.
The wife of Trump Organization ethics lawyer, and I assume we'll have her mugshot
we
here.
will.
Her mugshot. I don't know the story.
At x96.com/live. Her mugshot? I don't know this story. She was arrested for allegedly having sex in a car with a prison inmate.
How did I miss this?
It just hit last night.
Teresa Jo Birchfield, arrested Tuesday outside of the Adult Detention Center in Fauquier County, Virginia. F-A-U-Q-U. It's probably something like Fauquier County, Virginia, after she was allegedly found having sex with a 23-year-old inmate who was allowed to work outside the center, according to the Fauquier Times. It is not immediately clear if she's retained an attorney. Birchfield is married to Bobby Birchfield, who was hired as an independent ethics advisor to Donald J. Trump's revocable trust in January.
Ethics.
The New York Daily News reports the inmate was found with unauthorized cigarettes, clothes, and over-the-counter vitamins, which were given to him by Ms. Birchfield.
What kind of vitamins?
Sergeant James, to keep him going.
Yeah.
Sergeant James Hartman. By the way, she's 63. The inmate was 23. Sergeant
Wow,
James,
just everything about this.
Sergeant James Hartman told the Daily News the inmate was not expected to face charges, but has been prohibited from working outside the detention
He's
center.
a
any
naughty
longer.
boy.
Yeah. Ms. Birchfield was arrested on $5,000 bond, charged with misdemeanor unauthorized delivery to a jail. She is quite a piece of work there, and her husband, an ethics attorney for Donald J. Trump. You try being a Trump ethics attorney's wife. We have needs.
I love this story.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, which is, I was trying to help him develop as an artist.
All right, it's boner candidate number 3 after this here at Big Boy News and Opinnuendo. Brought to you by...
Why does the sight of a trail guide make us reassess our career choices? Because Wyoming is still filled with adventure, that's why. Find out if you are too at travelwyoming.com.
Crime story for you, Gina.
Thank you.
Fetal remains found in the body of 16-year-old Dominican Republic young woman Emily Peguero. Her remains were found in a suitcase on the side of the road on Friday. It was confirmed that she was 5 months pregnant, and tests also showed that her uterus was punctured and she suffered a blunt blow to the head, according to the Attorney General of the Dominican Republic. The horrific tragedy has caused countrywide outrage and international attention. Marlon Martinez, the boyfriend of 16-year-old girl, who is also a U.S. citizen, and his mother, Marilyn Martinez, have since been detained after he allegedly revealed that he dumped her body in a landfill in a panic following her death from an abortion, which is illegal in the Dominican Republic. The authorities searched the landfill and were unable to find her body. Marilyn Martinez, the mother, then allegedly offered the prosecution her knowledge of where the dead body could be found. Authorities reportedly denied her offer, which led to her arrest. Then an unarmed third person was also taken into custody for allegedly helping transport the body. Upon further investigation, authorities said that they had identified the doctor who allegedly performed the abortion on the adolescent. The name will be released when they're presented to the court. The Martinez family lawyer has received death threats for defending the mother and son. This is a big deal in the Dominican Republic. The young girl's mother has begged the community to help her find her, she had begged the community to help her find her daughter via social media, and now, of course, she is distraught.
Is there an argument to be made here of why good, safe, regulated, legal abortions are a good idea?
Some argument to be made there as well, but it appears she did not die from
blunt force trauma is what she
because they said there was also blunt force to that. So an abortion was apparently attempted.
But and it went wrong.
Whatever happened there, she died from blunt force trauma to the head, probably. The evacuation order for the fire up at the mouth of Weber Canyon, the Uinta fire, the evacuation orders have already been lifted, and officials are saying that you can go back to your homes. People are asked to abide there. You can go back and stay in the homes, but be cautious. Have a ready bags in case, because the fire's still not completely out.
Okay.
So don't get too comfortable?
Yeah, have a ready bag just in case there are some hot spots or something flares up. Roadblocks will be in place until 6 a.m., allowing residents in only. Residents must register with code red for notifications. So there's still fire apparently burning in the area. It is 85% contained.
We should have some rain tonight, hopefully.
That'd be
Maybe
nice.
that might help.
Lawyers are asking the Supreme Court to rule on whether existing civil rights laws cover anti-gay discrimination. This is the case of the baker who didn't want to make the wedding cake for a gay couple. Advocates are hoping the Supreme Court is ready to consider and rule on whether federal civil rights laws protect gay lesbian and bisexual people from being discriminated against. Jamaica Evans, a lesbian who worked as a security guard at a Georgia regional hospital, she has sued over the way she was treated. She claims discrimination. And then there is, of course, the baker who didn't want to make the cake for the gay couple. That's part of this case as well. I don't know why the court has to rule on this. It seems pretty clear to me.
It's already
that
law.
It should be that law should extend to
and hopefully they'll
gays
find
and
that.
lesbians. And
I just don't know why you'd want to shut down a revenue stream.
Yeah.
You know?
It's anti-business,
gays
right?
have lots of money.
And just because you made a cake for a gay couple doesn't mean
I would never go in there again.
Anything. It's just you make cakes, and what people do with them afterward, it's none of your business.
Equifax, one of the 3 major credit reporting agencies, and so all of us have probably have information on file with Equifax. You probably do.
Are they going to alert you if you
I think so.
I don't know.
They said on Thursday that hackers had gained access to company data that potentially compromised sensitive information for 143 million American consumers, including Social Security numbers and driver license numbers. The attack on the company represents one of the largest risks to personally sensitive information in recent years, and it's the 3rd major cybersecurity threat for Equifax since 2015. Interestingly enough, 2 of the biggest shareholders in Equifax cashed out all of their stock a day or 2 before this was revealed.
They knew it was.
Well, there is no evidence.
That's the evidence.
They're saying there is no evidence that these shareholders knew anything about the cyber attack.
Obviously, the evidence.
But check your they say you should check your bank account every day now because of this, and look and see if there's anything untoward going on in your bank account. Utah Senator Mike Lee voted against hurricane relief for victims of Hurricane Harvey.
Why?
It was a big
federal
funding
overreach,
package.
Carrie.
No, no, because also tied into that was the debt financing the federal debt ceiling. So that, or raising the federal debt ceiling so that we can continue government operations into December. I'm sorry, Mike. You may have a problem with the way the government raises the debt ceiling to cover its bills and the way they handle all of that thing, but it's got to be passed one way or the other. The debt ceiling does. And money needs to go to victims of Hurricane Harvey. So, Lee calls it disgraceful to merge into a single package emergency relief and an increase in the borrowing limit. Now, he was one of only a few who voted against it.
So it passed.
And money will be allocated for Hurricane Harvey.
Just something to remember when the election comes. That's all.
And here, listen to this asshat Ted Cruz.
Oh boy,
who voted against aid for victims of Hurricane Sandy?
Yes,
because it was tied with the federal debt ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So Cruz at that time voted against it. What did he do this time? He's a senator from Texas.
Yeah.
He voted for it.
Well, it was those East Coast elites that were being helped.
And Mike Lee, what about when we have our earthquake that we will need federal assistance?
And listen, the federal debt ceiling, it has to be raised.
No, Bill, they like
to cover.
No, they like shutting down the government. Mike Lee loves shutting down the government.
So just quickly, what the debt ceiling does is it raises the amount of the deficit, it does in the budget, to cover the bills we already have. This is money we've already paid out. The federal government pays out more money than any entity on earth. So we raise the debt ceiling so that we can cover the bills we already have. If we didn't do that, we'd shut down the government, but even worse than that, we would default on loans that other countries have made to us.
Mm-hmm.
And that would not be good.
Or people's Social Security checks don't arrive. It
would be awful. So that's why they do it. By the way, I meant to check, but I seem to recall the last time we ever had a balanced budget was Bill Clinton.
It was.
Bill Clinton.
It's
Bill
true.
Slick Willie.
It's true.
Yep, that's true.
I did not have sex with that young woman, Clinton.
Oh, how dare he. Let's see, weather, traffic?
Yes. So, chance of some thunderstorms today. Let's hope they have some rain in them and can help with the fire situation. It'll definitely help with the air situation. It does look better today. The thunderstorms will be later this afternoon into the evening, hopefully, and highs around 93. Weather brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday through October 15th. Get all the details at snowbird.com. Traffic, let's see, it's not so bad. A little slowage southbound I-15 through Kaysville, northbound I-15 Draper to Sandy. Those are usual slowage areas, but no accidents being reported. Reminder that UDOT's closing 106 South today at I-15 for 2 weeks. Only southbound exit and on-ramp from South Jordan side will be open. That's traffic brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Here's boner candidate number 3. I was trying to help him develop as an artist. A Texas special education teacher was indicted by a grand jury for having a sexual relationship with a student and allegedly asking the student to draw a portrait of her naked.
Draw me like your French ladies.
Rebecca, not quite, Rebecca Gordell was employed at Young Men's Leadership Academy at Kennedy Middle School when she was arrested in March over her alleged affair with an 8th grade student. Gordell sent a nude photo of herself in a tanning bed to the student.
And asked him
to do a picture of her, illustrate a picture of her naked.
An 8th grader.
Gordell, an 8th grade special needs student.
Geez.
Gordell and the student never had sex, but she is accused of sitting on his lap in a car and making out with him. Detectives also found that she had been sexting the student. The Grand Prairie Independent School District dismissed Gordell from her job immediately following her arrest. Boner candidate number 3. I was trying to help him develop as an artist.
All right, so let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1 is Rue, may stop sexual assault. A school apologizing now for suggesting that students masturbate to avoid sexual assault. Listen, if you feel like raping somebody, just rub one out, Rue. Rub one out and it'll be okay. That'll help you. Boner candidate number... Somebody in the chat room says, I see my chronic masturbation is the reason I've never raped anybody. Boner candidate number 2, you try being a Trump ethics attorney's wife. The wife of Trump Organization ethics lawyer arrested for allegedly having sex with a 23-year-old inmate in a car outside of the prison. And boner candidate number 3, I was trying to help him develop as an artist.
Update from Florida. Deanna is a pilot for a private charter plane. Private terminal, normally very few people, is packed. Families and pets sitting on floors. Airport's running out of fuel. Queue for takeoff is 50+. Panic is abundant. That's Genesee. All right, it's time to vote for your boner. Decide which one of these 3 is the worst. Which one of these 3 deserves to go forward for... boner fight, possibly becoming boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. Put the number in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Call 877-602-9696 if you want to use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com. Look for round 1, September 8. The box. And if you don't see that box, refresh. It'll appear. 300 seconds. This is round 1. Boner voting. Go. All right, so we're downtown now. We're Broadway media.
Yeah.
Because our building is on Broadway.
Yeah.
Third South.
Third South. Now, the mayor has taken an awful lot of time and money to build very special bicycle lanes.
Yes.
Here on Third.
Dedicated.
They're very nice.
Dedicated. So I'm walking down Broadway yesterday, and here comes a bike rider toward me on the sidewalk.
Jerk.
On the sidewalk.
He's on the sidewalk, riding his bike down the sidewalk, coming towards me.
Wienermobile! Sorry. For some reason, the Wienermobile's outside. I'm sorry.
I knew she'd do that. I ignored it.
You ignored the Wienermobile.
I did.
You know, you can acknowledge in your head the Wienermobile when someone's in the middle of telling a story.
I'm sorry.
You know.
It's on 3rd South, Broadway, where your story takes place.
So the bike's coming toward you.
Bike's coming toward me on the sidewalk.
Tell the story to me and shut up on Mike.
Yeah. And so and this is exactly how I did it. I wasn't a jerk about it. I wasn't, hey! I never did that.
Mm-hmm.
I went like this. Bike lane. You could use the bike lane. Said it exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as the guy zipped past me, he yells, F off.
Hug off.
I mean, why? I would think you would prefer to use the bike lane.
Sure.
Why would it be more attractive to drive down the sidewalk than
What sort of
the bike lane?
What could you tell? What sort of
it was
biker and
well, he was casual, I think.
Was it a hipster or was it,
was
a guy?
Kind of a hipster.
Or was it a DUI guy?
It was a mountain bike, younger guy, no helmet.
Not a DUI guy.
No. But then a minute later, so I just kept walking. A minute later, he scoots right up next to me.
Were you nervous?
And I'm like, I didn't know what to think.
Mm-hmm.
He said, dude, I listen every morning. That was an awesome interaction.
He turned around and came back.
He realized who it was that he had just told to hug off. Yeah.
And I went, okay. I just, the mayor spent an awful lot of time and money on that bike lane. I just thought you might want to use it, is all.
Mm-hmm.
Did he explain why?
He rambled about how he's a passenger, he's a rider, he's a pedestrian, he just goes wherever, some sort of crazy.
Oh, he's like...
It didn't make any sense, and I just kept walking. So.
But he turned around and
came back.
Did he apologize?
Did not apologize. I think that was his way of apologizing.
Saying I listen to your show.
Saying I listen to your show every morning after I tell you to F off.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I might have said, that doesn't make it okay.
I didn't care to interact anymore. Once he started going on about how he's a pedestrian and a passenger and all that.
Doesn't make any sense.
I went, okay, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
And round one brought to you in part by a chicken sandwich.
And join your friends for Saturday brunch at Gracie's. Tiger Mary's, creme brulee French toast, poutine and eggs, or crab cake Benedict. Adults only. Like Gracie's on Facebook for updates.
This is my favorite chicken sandwich from Moochie's. So we had boner candidate number 1. Rue may stop sexual assault. The college apologizing for part of their lesson on sexual assault on campus, and they suggested, if you feel like you might rape someone, try masturbating, and maybe it'll take away the... Boner candidate number 2. You try being a Trump ethics attorney's wife. She was caught, this ethics attorney's wife.
I love this story.
Having sex in a car outside of a prison with a prisoner, one of the people who gets to go out on work release, having sex with him in the back of a car.
And giving him supplements.
Yeah, vitamin supplements and cigarettes.
The whole thing is so awesome.
And boner candidate number 3, I was trying to help him develop as an artist. A special ed teacher indicted after asking one of her students to draw her naked. She sent him a picture of herself naked in a tanning bed and said, see if you could draw me like this. Let's see. Hans, it's probably Hans. Hans won the used tickets, and the winner by a pretty good margin. Boner candidate number 3, I was trying to help him develop as an artist.
All right, so you decided that one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. That happens at 9:25.
A lot of people are asking about Equifax.
Yes.
I went to their website. So there was a big security breach in Equifax, and they say that people, 143 million or more people will have their Social Security numbers, birth dates, driver license numbers stolen, taken. So what are they doing about it? They say, well, Equifax has established a dedicated website, which I copied and pasted and clicked on, and it just went to this same website, so I don't get that.
Okay.
But to help consumers determine if their information has been potentially impacted and to sign up for credit file monitoring and identity theft protection, which is free. I'm sure it's free for like a year or something like that. And also they have a phone number, but they say in addition to the website, they will send mail notices to consumers whose credit card numbers or dispute documents with personal identifying information were impacted. They'll send you a notice in the mail.
Yeah, because if you've applied for any kind of loan, it goes through Equifax. I mean,
well, it goes there
buy a car,
free.
buy a house, buy.
Well,
but a lot of times, the bank will use all three of them and then compare your.
Yeah. Usually, I think they do.
Yeah, one of the things you can do right away is freeze your credit, so that
everything has to go. If there's any check on your credit, it has to go through you first, which is a good thing to have anyway.
But it's fun. So. Yeah. Paper.
Yeah, whatever.
Paper.
I just use. You know what I do? I use gold. I buy everything with gold.
You keep that in your house?
Yeah. Some of it. Some of it's buried.
Where everybody knows where you live?
Some of it's buried in the yard.
Yeah.
It's cumbersome to carry that scale around, though.
Yeah. It's gold dust, mostly.
Gold
so I have little pouches full of gold dust that I can measure out.
Hello, yeah, what?
What do you want to talk about?
Anything. You can talk about anything.
You can talk about gold. You can talk about...
877-602-9696. That's the number to participate in Hello, Yeah, What? This is a great opportunity for you to get things off of your chest, to ask deep personal questions, plug your own small business. Maybe you've got a set of snow tires you'd like to exchange for a 22 caliber rifle. We can do a little tradio, whatever you want.
This is your time.
Maybe you have a litter of puppies you're trying to sell. 877-602-9696.
Hello, yeah, what?
Exactly.
All right.
Let's see. Now we got the show at the Ruin tonight,
which is sold out. And people said, "Well, what if I just come try?" No, when we say it's sold out, it's oversold. So I would say if you made a reservation to get there early, because I'm anticipating but I'm on the list. Well,
that better not happen because we have had that talk with the certain people who are behind all that.
We can't turn people away.
These are popular events, and if you aren't able to go, the podcast will be available probably on Saturday, I think we said. And then we are doing another one coming up in, like, I don't know, six weeks, November sometime, I think.
It was in November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that conversation. All right, it is the feature that we invented.
Hello, yeah, what?
It's where you call and talk to us here on the radio. 877-602-9696. Let's start with Lance. Hello, Lance.
Lance.
Hello, yeah, what?
How you guys doing?
Doing well, Lance. It says here that you know something about this Equifax deal.
Well, I work in the financial industry.
Okay.
So I was just going to call and tell you guys one of the best things you can do in a situation like that, put a consumer alert on your credit. What happens in a situation like that is if somebody pulls your credits to do a house loan, a car loan, a cell phone, whatever, there's a consumer alert that will pop up that the credit bureaus can put on there that says, contact me at this phone number. Like my information may have been stolen or compromised. Do not open or issue any new credit or anything without first contacting me at this number.
How do you do that?
Put your cell phone number or something.
How do
you just contact the credit bureaus and ask them to do
all three
on
of
there. And where Equifax is the one that screwed up, got hacked,
Mhm.
I would think they would be able to do that for free for you.
Mhm.
That stays on there for I think it's 90 days, but I can't remember. But then what happens? Like if somebody in my position who does loans, if I do that and pull your credit, and I don't address that. I have to address that, even if one of you guys were in at my desk and I knew who you were and had your ID and I saw that, I have to call that number. So typically I would make up an excuse and go to a different area, call that number, and even if it's your cell phone at my desk, I still have to call that number and talk to you and say, hey, I've got somebody here.
Even with Bill Allred, don't you know who he is sitting in front of you?
Especially with that. Now, Lance, let me ask you this.
I don't recognize any of you on the street,
Let me
be honest with you.
Yeah, you would. Let me ask you this. So what you're telling me though is, in normal circumstances, you can go ahead and issue a loan without actually talking to the person directly somehow.
No, I still have to be able to identify you.
Oh, it's still just a backup.
Whenever we pull credit, there's going to be there's a fraud alert, and I can't speak as to all institutions, but there's things that we check and things that are monitored to look for fraud. And there's been laws passed to maintain the accuracy of your credit. So, for example, if you came in and I pulled your credit and you just moved, one of the things that's commonly reported when you pull your credit is your address or where you work, your date of birth. There are things that aren't going to change. And if there's a change in those things, it shoots up red flags.
My birthday changes all the time. My birthday changes all the time.
No, just the year.
Oh, yeah. Mine keeps me around 29.
Lance, Lance Corey has an even better suggestion. He says, they can't steal money from your credit cards if all your cards are maxed out.
That's right.
There you go.
So go spending today.
All right, Lance. Stay out of my credit, by the way, Lance. Okay.
Snooping around my credit.
It's bad. It's not. You can't do anything with
Hey.
All
right. Thanks.
Thank you. Let's go to Aaron.
Aaron, how can we help you?
Hello, yeah, what?
Hey, guys. Best friend of the program, Aaron. Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
I was listening in the other day. You guys were doing the apple pie Oreos.
Yeah.
And I'd never really paid attention to that Jolly Rancher apple flavor. But then this morning I had the brand new apple cinnamon toast crunch, and it actually tasted like biting into an apple pie.
Ooh.
So it's not bad. It's not the Jolly Rancher flavor.
No, it was really quite good. It gave me that impression. It was that flavor right when you bite into an apple pie. It was actually just like that. It was impressive.
I nearly bought that yesterday. And now I'm regretting it.
Well, it carries there's more than one box.
You could get it today.
They won't go.
This isn't a limited time?
No. I don't think you saw the last box, Gary.
Okay. I worry about that stuff,
Hey, thanks,
Yeah,
Aaron.
definitely go pick it up. It's
All right.
worth it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Aaron. All right, we'll continue.
We got a couple of lines open, 877-602-9696. I want to talk to Pete about Governor Herbert's fundraiser because I want to know where I can give. So we'll have that coming up.
We'll continue after these.
Let's see. Northbound I-15 slow from Bluffdale to the South Interchange. Heavy and a little slow getting into the downtown area, but not a bad Friday so far. I'm not seeing any accidents, and I'm going to check our message stream quickly because folks are nice enough to let us know when they see a traffic incident or stuff in the road. And nothing there, but if you do see something, text it to us, 33986. It's the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com.
Thank you very much. Hello, yeah, what continues after this? 877-602-9696.
X96 is Utah's original alternative.
I haven't dyed my goatee.
Don't. Looks stupid.
I'm not going to. You, however, Gina, should.
Dye my goatee?
I think so.
Is it embarrassing?
Yeah. It is. It's getting to be embarrassing.
People are talking.
You dye your hair and you dye your eyebrows, but you just let your nose hairs and your and your goatee go. And when you have gray nose hairs and a gray goatee,
I've been nose waxing. I've been going to your nose
You
wax
have?
place. Yes. What do you can't tell?
no, I don't make a habit of looking up your nostrils.
Good, I'm glad.
I looked up your old address one time, but I didn't. But I've never looked up your nostrils. Why do you go more than? I mean, I go once every 3 months or
They
something.
call me, don't they call you? It's been about a month since you've been in.
No.
Got to get on that frequent waxer program.
There's a punch card.
Have you had Jules do it?
No, because the first time I went to somebody else, and so now I'm on.
Well, see,
her.
I think Jules is she's kind of a hippie or something.
She's a free spirit.
She doesn't. She does. She said. I think she said one time she'd call me, and then she never does.
No, this girl's like, Valentine's Day's coming up. You might want to get your nose waxed before Valentine's, because that's what you do before.
See, you haven't noticed any hairs hanging out my nose.
Well, it's hard because you've got a mustache, so it's hard to tell where the nose hairs begin and the.
So until it becomes really obvious, I don't have anything. I don't have any need to do it.
What's gross is when it is really obvious, even when you have a mustache. The nose hairs. Because I think some people think, well, I don't need to take care of that.
And it's usually just one rogue hair I'll notice. I'll go, wait a minute. Oh, my God.
That's why I keep tweezers in the car. Best light. Best place to do that.
In the car?
In the car with your visor down in the mirror. The light's great. You can get right up in there.
You might try concentrating on the driving
Well,
part
I'm
of
not
it.
doing it while I'm driving.
What do you?
If you see me in a parking lot, I'm probably plucking a hair out of somewhere.
I'd better pull over and pluck a hair out of something.
You've never looked in that mirror in the bright sunlight and gone, "Oh, I didn't know I had hair there."
Yeah, well, I have, but I can't.
Tweezers in your car.
But it's only when I'm standing on the seat. That's the only time I've ever noticed. It's when I'm standing on the seat and bending over to reach something. I didn't know I had hair there.
Wait a minute.
Somebody get me some tweezers and a long arm. So anyway, I guess we ought to start the show.
Thank you.
Ow! I don't tweeze the hairs in my nose because it brings a tear to my eye.
Oh.
Every time I do it, it's like you pull it, and doesn't it do that to you?
Sure.
Doesn't it make your eye go blunk? And
That's how I can get away with seeing Chappie in the theaters, because the robot's going to die at some point.
Knoxville. X96, Radio from Hell.
All right.
Hello, yeah, what?
That is the feature that we are having right now.
Yes.
It's sponsored even. Lucky's Auto Credit, $77 and a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com.
All right. This is the feature we invented where you call and talk to us about anything.
A lot of people now call it Open Phone Friday.
Yeah, they ripped it off from us.
But it's hello, yeah, what?
Yeah.
Hello, yeah, what?
We'll go to Pete.
Hey, Pete.
I saw in the news the other day that Governor Herbert was having a fundraiser.
Yeah.
I thought, what a compassionate man to help the victims of Harvey. Au contraire.
Yeah.
The fundraiser was to help bail out the Utah Republican Party's debt.
Really?
Yeah, they have a big debt from fighting the what do you call it?
Bear's ears?
No.
The voting.
The voting thing.
54.
How to get rid of the caucus. They should
must
just
all be
make,
Republicans.
They just should make James Evans pay for that. That's what that's who needs to pay for it. Well, I agree with you, Pete. Thanks for letting us know what old Available Jones is doing.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Pete.
Forgot about Available Jones.
That's right. Let's go to Julie. Let's see, Julie.
Hello, yeah, what?
There you go. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So about 5 years ago, I heard you guys talking, and Kerry said how he wore a woman's deodorant, and it worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I'm at the grocery store, it's like 10 or 10:30 at night when I need deodorant, and I can't for the life of me remember what you wear.
Why is it that you get stinky at 10:30 at night?
That's the only time she can shop.
10:30 at night.
The only
Boy.
time I have.
Whew.
It's a secret unscented. I still use it.
Unscented.
Yeah.
I use. You might try. Also, I really like Mitchum unscented gel.
No, the gel's all sticky. Why would you like the gel?
It's not. It is if you gob it on.
Well, yeah.
You just put a little bit on, and it absorbs really quickly. It's nice and cool.
And I have to get something that has a little bit of scent in it so I can remember whether I've put it on or not.
Well, then get Shower Fresh Secret.
Oh, okay.
Because it's
just a light.
It's that nice light linen smell.
I don't want to smell like anything. I just want to be able to give it a little test and go, oh, yeah, I put that on.
You know, why is it that I can't say anything that you don't criticize what I do? I use gel. Gel? Why would you use gel?
Is this your first day on this show?
You can't. I can't say. And everybody thinks that I'm always getting on you. It's because you can't.
Well, you're wrong. The gel is sticky.
Hi, Julie.
All right.
Thanks.
Hi.
Did we
for
help you?
calling, Julie.
All right. Thanks.
Try.
No,
try.
that's awesome.
Okay. Bye-bye. See you. Bye.
All right. Let's is Daniela.
Hello, yeah,
We
what?
got a couple of lines open. One at least 877-602-9696. Daniela.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have alopecia?
No, so I actually have a 7-year-old daughter who has alopecia. She just got diagnosed with it this year.
So now
and September happens to be Alopecia Awareness Month.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought I'd call and talk about it.
Now, is that just you lose all of your hair or most of it? Or?
Yeah, you can lose most of it. There's different varying degrees of it. You can lose just little patches that are like the size of a quarter, or like my daughter, she doesn't have any hair anywhere on her body.
Yeah, I knew a guy years ago at the when I used to play racquetball at the Deseret Gym, who I assumed had alopecia because you would see men naked at the gym. I mean, he had no hair anywhere. It was just like,
no hair anywhere. That's right.
Yeah. Just absolutely.
I just like that you said you were calling because it's Alopecia Awareness Month, and Bill said I didn't know that.
Ah.
So you have made Bill aware that.
Yes, see, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
Is there anything you can do about it, though?
There isn't. It's an autoimmune disease, so it's pretty much wrapped up in your DNA. So your antibodies just code your hair, and it just makes it fall out. So.
Not life-threatening, right?
It's not. There are a lot of other autoimmune diseases that actually get like coupled in with it. So if you have one autoimmune disease, you're more likely to get another. So sometimes it's like a domino effect with these people. So you can eventually get something that's a little bit more life-threatening, but this isn't. But it definitely affects your self-esteem.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of one of the things that we're really trying to raise awareness about. Like, you're beautiful no matter what.
Yeah, hard
Be
for a little
confident in
girl.
yourself, love yourself.
Yeah. This guy that I knew that had it, and I assumed, I don't think I ever really asked him. He was quite a bit older than I was, maybe 20 years older. and just would kick my ass at racquetball every time. So other than having no hair, he was fine. All right, thanks.
That's right. Yep. Nope, they're not sick, and that's one of the biggest questions we get asked a lot. If she has cancer, and she doesn't, but
yeah. Well, thanks, Daniela.
Yes.
yeah, no, thank you. You guys have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
You too. 877-602-9696.
Hello, yeah, what?
Let's go to Emilio.
Senor.
Hey, guys.
How are you?
Listen.
Yeah.
Hello, yeah, what?
What can we do for you?
I wanted to talk about two highlights that had happened during the Lost 80s live show last night.
Oh, okay.
So how was the show, by the way? Was there a lot of people there?
Yeah, there was a decent amount of people. It was a good turnout.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that had happened was the Naked Eyes. I can't remember their frontman's name, but they were playing. They're playing their little set, and in between each song, he had kept going. How's everybody doing tonight? You get a couple woos, and about the middle of his set, he finally just went, "Yeah, you guys are wooing, but nobody's still standing up."
Well, they're old.
Yeah.
It's old people.
Be glad they're there.
Yes, be glad they've come out to see you.
Do you want a mosh to always something there to remind me?
My Lost 80s show crowd. I think I'll keep them.
And then just one more thing. There was a food truck. After we watched a couple of bands, we went over to this food truck. By this point, it's been like an hour and a half, and we got in line, my wife and I. 5 minutes later, that food truck closed. And then we had to go to the other food truck. And by the time we left, which was almost about 9 o'clock last night, that one food truck was still going. So big shout out to T's Grill. Probably killed it the rest of the show.
It was the only food truck there. All the rest of them were selling cream of wheat and other soft foods.
Oh, sorry, Carrie. Let me. I was sitting down. Let me stand up.
Yeah,
while
stand
you're
up.
playing.
And you just had. What about Promises? All right. What about? They got 2 songs. Okay.
Who was the best in the lineup? Do you think, Emilio?
I really liked actually the Naked Eye shows. I thought it was really lit.
Really?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Emilio. All right. Let's go to Trent.
Hey, Trent.
Trent, welcome
Hey,
to
guys,
our
how's it
feature.
going?
Good. What's up with you?
I just want to say thanks for everything you guys do for me in the morning because you make my morning a lot better.
What do we do? It's nothing on purpose.
I work construction. I've worked doing construction for 13 years, and you guys make the morning a lot more enjoyable.
Oh.
So for 13 years, you've been pounding. What do you do? Frame or what do you do?
No, I run heavy equipment.
Ah. And can you listen to us on headphones or something while you're doing the heavy equipment operation?
Well, actually, I have a pair of safety glasses that have speakers in them. They're called bone conduction speakers made by Zungle, and they're amazing.
And is that safe?
Of course it's safe because I can still use my ears.
Oh, I see. Well, Trent, we're happy to have been a part of your life for 13 years, and hopefully we'll be a part of your life for another few days.
You guys know, I'm sure you will.
All right.
Thank you.
See ya.
Well, that's a good place to end.
Sure.
I think. Praise for us. That's a good. I don't want to.
Did you plan it that way?
No, it's completely by chance.
We don't get enough critical phone calls.
I don't. Well, I didn't want to take a chance on getting one. I think that's a good.
Hello, yeah, what?
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Lots of friends of the program letting us know about some traffic. Southbound I-15 crash on the right shoulder just after Beck Street exit. Accident in the center lanes, I-15 southbound, Highway 89 in Bountiful. Southbound I-15 just past the I-215 turnoff, a 3-car crash currently in the middle lane. Friends of the program all sent those to our text line 33986.
We've got Boners Round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Number 1, Greg Allman in Blood. Number 2, You Lose a Game and the Racists Come Out. And boner candidate number 3, Let's Stop Celebrating Obesity.
All right. Those round 2 boner candidates and big boy news all coming up. Stand by for that.
I'm going to go to out of town this weekend. Not far, though.
Well,
Where are you going?
Yeah, it's just up the canyon.
Snowbird.
You know, while you're there, Bill, you really should get your season snowbird pass.
Ski pass, yeah.
Ski pass, because the especially early bird prices are going away.
Yeah, on September 10th. So get your season ski pass right now. Snowbird, of course, has the longest ski season out of any resort in Utah. You can learn more about that pass at snowbird.com, but this weekend is the last time, I think. And then tomorrow night, September 9th at 8 o'clock, Stargazers Night. Join local astronomers for an informative indoor presentation, followed by unobstructed views. I assume that will be outdoors, looking at the sky through high-powered telescopes from Snowbird's Creekside Lodge in the Lower Gad Valley. They'll also do another one later this month, but Stargazer Night.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, my kids would like that.
I think you'd learn some stuff, and it would be fun.
But why not just go up there and spend the night? You know, you can do the Stargazer Night and then get up the next day and go to Oktoberfest. You can find out all about that stuff by going to snowbird.com.
This is very important.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1 hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
Nobody around here has been eating lead paint chips.
At 10 a.m., right after Radio from Hell, at 1 p.m. while you're listening in the workplace, and at 4:30 for your drive home.
Doesn't make much sense to me either.
1 hour non.
Now, I got this email from Marianne Daly, and it says, Hi, Bill, longtime friend of the program. Listen and love the show. Nothing makes me my morning better. I work from home, so I always have the radio on, and more often than not, find myself laughing really, 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 really hard out loud, of course. I identify with you most of the time of the three. So it says, anyway, Marianne goes on to say, I'm writing lately due to the interns. I really enjoyed the interview you did with Matt. What a smart, charming, and funny man.
I didn't know I was on the webcam.
She didn't say anything about the way you looked at
okay.
this point. Smart, charming, and funny. Shows real interest in radio. He's one to keep around.
Really?
Keeper.
Oh, and he brought you Patron Silver. He rocks. He also has that radio voice. Forget that Guthrie guy. Oh no, it says Gumthrie.
Gunthrie?
Yeah,
Gumthrie.
forget Gumthrie.
That's Guthrie's evil twin. Yeah.
Sorry, he just didn't do anything for me. And try to work it out so that Matt has some more radio time.
Ooh.
That would be sweet.
Matt, you are so cute.
Oh, I know.
And funny.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thanks, Marianne.
Wow.
Now, I just wonder if this would change Marianne's opinion at all. This is an email that I got from Matt.
From this Matt?
Yeah.
Wait, which? Oh, was this the one I sent on Monday?
I suppose so.
When you weren't here? Yeah.
Today, says Matt. Oh, it says subject. Hello, my name is Matt Timian, and I know how to offend the CEO of Simmons like no other. Today I wore a T-shirt that says Godweiser on the front and This Blood's for You on the back. Of course it's a parody shirt.
Of course.
Oh, really?
No.
And it was meant to be serious and worn by Christians. I often find gems like these and wear them as a parody of a parody. Witty and original, I know. Anyway, the CEO of Simmons... I suppose he means Craig Hansen?
Yes.
It was Craig.
Craig was walking by me in the hallway with another gentleman in a suit, and after walking past me, they both stopped, turned around, and looked at my shirt. I pretended not to notice.
Looked at the ceiling.
I then heard them say, "We have some really interesting people working here." They continued to mumble about how interesting I am, and then walked up the stairs.
You're making it sound a lot more positive than it really was.
Yes, I'm not taking it as positive at all. Yes, I know how to make an impression. Now I'm certain to get a job. Matt Timian. So, Marianne, there's just more evidence.
It's probably making her more hot for him.
Probably is.
Well,
here's Marianne's email, Matt, if you'd like to
thank
contact
you.
her.
That would be great.
Maybe she could help you with the crock pots and the little smokies.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Matt Timian, our intern.
Him and Marianne.
Matt and Marianne.
How nice.
I don't know. He's 2 divorces down already. I don't.
Well, if I could counsel Matt on anything, I'd just say don't do it again. Don't get married again.
Date all you want.
Date all you want. Have a girlfriend, but don't marry again.
I don't trust Matt as far as I can throw him.
Really?
I think you should try to throw him.
I can throw him. I can throw him an inch. That's how much I trust him.
Oh, I'm sure you can do more than an inch.
2 inches, maybe. I just can't. I'm kind of weak. You should know that about me. I'm weak.
I just thought you meant more. No.
Complete sports and weather with Gina Barberi. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
All right, it's time for round 2 of your boner voting. These are 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Boner means mistake, of course. We'll give you 2 candidates now, and a 3rd candidate after the big boy news. And once you've heard all 3, then you've got to decide which of these 3 is the worst. Which one of these 3 is the most deserving to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day? 2 now, 3rd after the news. Mm-hmm. One of you lucky boner voters will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt, courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Gina.
Yes.
Oh, boner candidate number 1. That's what we got to do first. I was looking ahead to the news.
I'm excited that you're so excited.
Boner candidate number 1, Greg Allman in blood. A portrait of Greg Allman, painted with Greg Allman's own blood.
Where did they get Greg Allman's blood?
Okay, so you've interrupted me mid-sentence, and do you think that's not part of the story?
I'm just worried we're not going to find out.
Well, we won't if you keep talking.
I'm particularly irritating you today, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
I don't know why I'm not doing anything differently than I ever do.
Yes, you are. For some reason, you have a little spark of energy.
She's sensing your weakness.
Maybe that's it.
She's going in for the kill.
Maybe that's
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can get him today. The painting, which you could see at x96.com/live, was commissioned from surrealist Vincent Castiglia, who used Greg Allman's blood as well as blood from Greg Allman's children. The portrait is based on a photograph by Neil Preston and will be included in the deluxe edition and initial run of vinyl copies of Southern Blood, the album that he was working on when he died May 27th. So Southern Blood is the name of the album. So you can watch him working on it. He got the blood from Greg Allman. He was approached by Greg Allman in late 2015 to paint the album art for Southern Blood. The artist stored vials of Greg Allman's blood in his refrigerator for more than a year, starting work on the piece soon after his death. This is the single most important work I've ever painted.
Why is this a boner candidate? This is awesome.
It's awful. It's stupid.
It's a cool painting. If you go to x96.com/live, you can see the painting. I don't know why this is a boner. I think that's cool. If Greg Allman said here and gave him...
He's a boner. Greg Allman was a boner, and this guy's a boner.
He's dead.
He's a dead boner.
I don't think it looks like Greg Allman at all. It looks like Sabretooth.
I'm Wolverine. I'm Sabretooth. Wolverine. Sabretooth. Wolverine.
I know what we'll do, man. We'll paint a portrait of me in blood because it's called Southern Blood.
I like it.
You would. It'd be even better if it was on black velvet, wouldn't
Yes.
it? Boner candidate number 1, Greg Allman in blood. Boner candidate number 2, you lose a game and the racists come out. Texas A&M and law enforcement officials are investigating Thursday night after football coach Kevin Sumlin received racist and threatening death letter at his home. His wife, Charlene Sumlin, posted a picture of the letter, which had a return address in Houston, on Twitter Thursday night. The handwritten letter read, "You suck as a coach. You are an N-word and can't win. Please post on, please on the post," Charlene added, "people of 2017, tell me why any part of this is okay." And to the sender, did it occur to you that maybe one of my children would open this letter? At the end of the post, she added hashtag or else what? Later on Thursday night, Texas A&M President Michael Young and Athletic Director Scott Woodward issued a statement condemning the letter and adding that they're working with law enforcement authorities to bring the sender of the letter to justice. The statement said they were doing everything they can to ensure the safety of Coach Sumlin and his family. On Sunday night, Texas A&M squandered a 34-point third-quarter lead in a season-opening loss to UCLA. That loss caused waves of criticism of Coach Sumlin, and this was a letter specifically to him, but there were online comments about him. He's a man of color that were even worse. Boner candidate number 2, you lose a game and the racists come out.
I'm never going to live in Star Trek.
Nope. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, let's stop celebrating obesity.
All right, it's boner candidate number 3 after this here big boy news and opinnuendo, brought to you by
Del Taco's new Queso Blanco, a creamy blend of real cheese and peppers. Try it on nachos, fries, burritos, and more. Delicious queso from a drive-thru that's unfreshing believable. Participation may vary.
Okay, before we get to a story for you, Gina, this news flash, Jennifer Lawrence has a torn diaphragm. I hope she gets that fixed or she'll get pregnant.
I don't think
it's because
I think that's.
What? I just read the headline.
I bet it's her body part, not the.
Oh, not the birth control.
Oh,
okay.
When asked about,
that's actually worse.
Yeah. She said she suffered injuries while shooting Darren Aronofsky's latest movie, which is called Mother. She said, "People thought I was so beaten up, so I want to clear it up. I did any of the injuries I sustained, I did to myself," she said. It had nothing to do with Darren Aronofsky's direction. It was my fault, and I tore my diaphragm while working on the show. I saw a preview for it last night, a commercial, extended commercial, and Javier Bardem, who is, I guess, kind of when he's just being Javier Bardem, is kind of good looking. Yeah,
I think he's very good looking.
But he can look
menacing,
so creepily and demented. In that preview, he's just like...
He's a great bad guy. When he was the bad guy in that James Bond movie...
That one I was going to bring up.
No Country for Old Men.
Hey,
friendo.
Two great roles that he owned.
This one, he looks handsome in 1 second, and then he turns around and looks, and he looks like he's... like half of his brain is missing, and he's demented. He's really scary looking. Here you go, Gina. An Alabama man who idolized serial killer John Wayne Gacy.
Friendo.
Sorry, I was late with that.
Is accused of murdering his mother and burying her body under the porch.
Was he a clown?
Nathaniel Sebastian, charged in the death of Susan Mayo, who's been missing since June. Mayo's mother, Doris Clark, was also busted in connection with the slaying. Mayo was found in a 55-gallon drum. Okay, I got my mama under the front porch, he said. Y'all got me. He just knew he was caught, and he knew that what we were going to find, said Paul Birch of the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. It was really just an unexpected, spontaneous and unsolicited confession.
Well, made their job easy.
So they just showed up, and he said, okay, y'all got me.
You got me.
You're going to find my mama under the porch. It's bizarre.
It's nice of him.
Those guys kind of secretly want to be famous.
Yeah.
So, this is part of the psychosis.
Yep.
Great, you got me. Amazon, I mentioned this earlier, is shutting down Hurricane Irma price gougers. Disasters tend to reveal who we really are, and unfortunately it sometimes reveals just how greedy we are. When it became clear that Irma was going to hit Florida, people started stockpiling, necessities like water. Stores quickly ran out, so people turned to Amazon and were surprised by what third-party sellers were demanding. A case of water cost up to $180, depending on which seller you went through on Amazon. So, while hardly noted for its altruistic behavior towards competitors, reports are beginning to emerge on the ground that Amazon is shutting down the price gougers.
Good. Part
of this is simple legal compliance. Florida has laws against price gouging during an emergency, but Amazon has come out and said this is unconscionable what people are doing, and so if we find them doing it on our sites, and they do find them, we'll just lock them out.
Good.
Interesting editorial in the Salt Lake Tribune today, and Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox has some interesting things to say.
Oh.
In his January State of the State address, Governor Gary Herbert announced his plan to create 25,000 jobs throughout rural Utah in the next 4 years, and Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox is in charge of this program.
Well, he's from a rural area.
From a very small town. For Cox, the issue is very personal. He's from Fairview in Sanpete County. He's tired of seeing the county's kids leaving home to find work. The need for rural jobs is especially acute in former coal countries, Cox said, like Carbon and Emory. Coal jobs are gone.
They're not coming back.
And he says they're not coming back. These counties have been especially susceptible to increased suicide and opioid addiction. Few coal-oriented businesses can retool for a non-coal economy on their own, and a low-wage tourism economy will not itself, in and of itself, pick up the slack.
So you get tax breaks for businesses that want to move to those areas,
or recruit people from the areas to come and work here. But I think that's a really nice admission from a Republican leader in our state that coal is gone.
You must all be Republicans.
Sorry, it's gone. Utahns, though, are nearly split over how well Donald Trump is doing in his job.
How is that possible?
According to a new poll released Thursday, the UtahPolicy.com poll found 50% disapprove
Only 50%?
Of Trump's performance in office, 46% support the president. Presumably the other 4% said, what now?
Exactly. Now, see, I hear these numbers and I get frustrated too, Gina, but then I have to remember something very important.
What?
Half the country didn't vote. And most of them don't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't.
They don't really know.
The stuff that they know of the news is maybe a joke on the Tonight Show. They're not paying attention to this kind of thing.
You're right. The stuff that we know.
Yeah, we know it because it's part of our job, and we wind up getting immersed in it.
No, but if it wasn't, you would pay attention.
Honestly, if I was not doing this job,
you wouldn't pay attention.
I would not pay attention.
My wife
to
doesn't.
Any of it.
My wife doesn't pay much attention.
I wish I could be blissfully ignorant. I really do.
And she does it for precisely that reason. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to get upset.
Yeah.
So she does what?
You go, you do your job, you go home, you spend time with the family, you don't think about these things. You just, you'll notice if the price of gas goes up. That's what you'll notice. But anything else, as far as politics go, they just don't pay attention. And I wish I could do that. I really do.
Oh, this is unfortunate. Jennifer Lawrence has apparently torn her diaphragm.
Again?
Oh, wait, I did that story, didn't I?
No, she had healed and she did it again.
1 Million Moms, organization 1 Million Moms, a Christian advocacy group known for organizing boycotts against media and companies that don't meet their moral standards, have singled out Preacher, one of our favorite shows, as the latest target of their inquisition. The AMC series Preacher is advertised as gory good fun and airs during prime time, reads a petition launched on their website.
Yes.
The preacher in the show is far from it. And the program blasphemes Jesus in the latest episode, with the Son of God depicted as a blithering sex pervert.
Then don't watch it.
The show, Gina, these people are forced to pay extra to get this second-tier channel and watch it.
And where were they when the Jesus portrayal happened in the comic book, more than 10 years ago? But anyway.
Oh, and by the way, I watched the opening episode of American Horror Story. If they're not happy with Preacher, they're certainly not happy with that either. Oh, my God.
I enjoy Preacher. It's not following the comic. I don't care.
No.
I don't
But
care.
I was frankly, though, surprised. In the comic, Jesus is depicted. Now, he's the descendant of Jesus.
The descendant.
He's not Jesus.
No.
He's the
great grand Jesus,
great grandson of Jesus, and he's a blithering idiot.
It's because of the inbreeding.
Yeah, he's just a blithering idiot.
Yeah,
humperty-doo. That's what he says a lot in the comic book. Humperty-doo.
And they did that in the show. Mm-hmm. But
I was surprised they did that.
Yeah.
And Shailene Woodley.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She says, now this Jennifer Lawrence broken diaphragm thing, but she said, she was arrested for a drug charge a while ago. She's talking about it now. It's been a year since she was arrested. I was strip searched. They made me get naked, turn over, and spread my butt cheeks. They were looking for drugs up my bum, she said.
I think she was arrested. She wasn't arrested for drugs. I thought she was arrested for protesting.
Let's see
Indian water thing. What was that?
The the Dakota Access Pipeline.
That.
You know that thing.
The Indian.
Yeah,
thing.
She was arrested doing that.
It wasn't for drugs.
Yeah. But they said they looked for drugs, and they they did a cavity search.
Well, isn't that just what happens when you get arrested?
No. No.
Not always. No.
I've been arrested, and they've never looked up my bum.
We know what's up there, Bill. We don't need.
Yeah, she said it's no, and I think it's particularly for someone who's doing a political protest, it's way over the top. They did it because she was nice-looking young Shailene Woodley.
Probably.
That'd be my guess.
All right. Sports weather traffic.
We're going to do some major sports later. So just go right. Utes, and Alex Smith, who is a Ute, was a go Ute last night in a very good game. Chiefs against the Patriots.
Excuse me, go Cougs.
Okay. Weather, a chance of thunderstorms tonight, mainly after 5 o'clock, 93 for a high. I'm going to refresh our UDOT website here so I can let you know if there's anything going on traffic-wise. Crash northbound at Washington Boulevard at about 26 North in Ogden. And a crash 7th East, 114th South in Salt Lake. That's about it, though. We have a pretty mild commute this morning. If you see anything, you can text it to us, 33986. Brought to you by Bad Apple. They offer premium original equipment parts to repair your phone. Most competitors use cheaper aftermarket parts. Now, with 10 locations, go to badapplerepair.com.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Let's stop celebrating obesity. Hillary Freeman, a London-based mum, has decided against enrolling her daughter in a certain nursery school because the teaching assistant was obese. The nursery assistant was clearly a lovely woman, kind and great with children. But as I watched her play with my 2-year-old daughter, I felt a growing sense of unease, she said. The assistant was only in her 20s, but she was already obese, morbidly so. She moved slowly, breathlessly. Her face was flushed. Freeman claims her choice to enroll her daughter in a school with more physically fit teachers isn't fatism or based on looks. It's about safety.
Safety?
Would she, I wondered, have the lightning reflexes needed to save an adventurous toddler from imminent danger? And what sort of unhealthy habits would she teach my daughter, who would be eating her lunch and tea there every day? The mom also noticed that the assistant wasn't the only one at the school who was extremely overweight. Freeman decided that her worries about the message that the staff was sending to the children in their care, that being fat is normal when children adopt models so readily, even desirable, were enough of a concern to place her daughter in another nursery. She's been accused of fat shaming. She says, my lack of sympathy for larger people is steeped in fact. People feel so strongly about this because I'm a slim person. But let me tell you, it is time we stopped celebrating obesity.
Shut up.
Let's stop celebrating
Just shut up.
obesity. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Gina thinks, dude, it's cool. Greg Allman's portrait
It's not
in
a
blood.
boner.
It's a boner for the guy who wanted it done and the guy who did it. Greg Allman's portrait, painted in blood, dude. See, because it's the name of the record is Southern Blood.
I get it.
So-
I'm with you, Greg.
Yep, I figured. Boner candidate number 2. You lose a game and the racists come out. The coach of Texas A&M, bad loss for them in Los Angeles, and because he lost the game, people started calling him all kinds of racial names. And boner candidate number 3, let's stop celebrating obesity.
There you go. It's time to decide which one of these 3 is the worst. Which one do you think should go to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? 1, 2, or 3, you decide. Put the number of the candidate that you think should win in the message of a text, and text that to 33986. You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says September 8, Round 2, and vote there. And if you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right, here we go. You got less than 300 seconds to get your vote in for Round 2. Here we go.
John Smith has a big wingding, and he knows how to use it.
Shut the front door.
It's a
I have a 7-year-old, so
Exactly.
who's starting competition soccer.
Say goodbye to the rest of your weekends for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm saying. It all starts tomorrow. They have a tournament tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They have a game at 11. No, they have a game at 2. They have a game at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Friday they have a game at 11, and we're going to be up at Snowbird. So somehow I have to get from Snowbird to. This is going to be. This is my life. Now.
I would suggest using your car. I think you would use your car.
Let me ask you a question. Was it his idea to play
Yes.
soccer?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because that's when you need to have the talk with him and say, look, okay, I understand you want to play soccer, but guess what? Mommy is saying goodbye to her weekends now because of this.
It's a huge commitment. It's expensive.
Here's what you do.
And it's a huge commitment.
I'm sure if you search around, you know how you have found a person to do almost everything for you. Rather than clean up the dog crap in your yard, you have found a person who will do that for you. Rather than deal with the lice problem yourself, you found the lice lady.
Yeah.
I'll bet you anything there is a person out there who will go to the soccer games for you.
But I like to go to.
Then
the
quit bitching about it.
No, I'm just saying it begins, and Carrie's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is.
This isn't just you playing soccer here. You need to know this, kid. This is about me taking you, transporting you, and the other two,
And it starts small when they're 7, but pretty soon it's out of state tournaments.
Yeah,
multiple times a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge,
which is really kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Out of state tournaments, really?
Yep.
For 7-year-olds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's how people catch the bird flu: by close contact with birds or bird droppings. Some people have caught bird flu by cleaning or pluck. Did you pluck any birds?
I
while
didn't
you were on
pluck
vacation?
anything.
There was no plucking going on in the
No.
trailer. I guess it is kind of close quarters, the kids can hear.
There was no plucking in the trailer.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm plucking a chicken.
Your dad and I are plucking a chicken.
Keep plucking that chicken. Isn't that what they said? Keep plucking that chicken.
It is also possible that some people were infected after swimming or bathing in water contaminated with the droppings of infected birds, and some. Here it is. You've handled a fighting cock.
That's it.
That was it.
That's it.
You handled a
I
fighting
have
cock.
to admit, I've handled a fighting
You
cock.
handled a fighting cock. There have been a few cases where one infected person caught the bird flu virus from another person, but it never has happened. It does not happen by eating infected animals.
But I knew it was living amongst, it's not the mosquito bite, but
No.
it's living amongst them.
And it happens a lot in Egypt.
Our attorney, Ed Brass sounds like your DNA dad is Marty Feldman because of your eye drooping and oozing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got another person who is saying, out-of-state tournaments? This is Gina's way of telling you that she'll be taking time off.
Oh, I see.
Not yet.
This is her way of telling us
This one
now.
is just here.
And then it'll get announced on a Thursday.
Yeah. By the way, I'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because...
And then she'll say, I told you that this would happen.
Because her husband can't possibly take the time off to go to the out-of-state tournament.
No.
But you can. Because this job isn't.
He has
as
a real
important.
job.
Yeah, this isn't.
This isn't a real job.
No, not to you. It isn't. And certainly the way we treat.
Why
you.
should it be?
No, we're going to create a rent-a-mom business. I think this is a great idea here.
From 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
All right, it's time to award round 2 of the boner voting.
We have a tie.
Uh-oh.
We have a tie. Round 2, brought to you in part by Potato Salad.
And Even Stevens Sandwiches presenting Give Stock September 9th at Fort Buenaventura Park, featuring Dr. Dog, Joshua James National Parks, Fictionist, and more. Get half-price tickets now at Even Stevens locations or full price at GiveStockFestival.com.
So boner candidate number 1, Greg Allman in Blood, it didn't get very many votes.
Of course not. It was a terrible candidate.
Again, Gina, anytime you want to step up.
Just saying.
Anytime.
Anytime,
baby.
I don't see the
You
boner
wanna
there
step
at
up.
all.
You don't see the boner in a man saying, I want you to paint a picture of me in blood.
Yeah.
And an artist saying, okay, dude.
It's a victimless crime.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like those cannibalism cases. Why don't you just eat me when you're done? Boner candidate number 2, you lose a game and the racists come out. The coach of Texas A&M being called all kinds of horrible racist names. His name is Kevin Sumlin. All kinds of horrible racist names because they blew a big lead in a game they were playing in California. And boner candidate number 3, let's stop celebrating obesity, said the slim woman who took her child out of the daycare because the teacher's aides were fat. We can't have fat people teaching our children. Neil won the boner T-shirt, and it's a tie between number 2 and number 3, 92 votes each.
Huh.
So
do we need a
if Hackett has been paying any attention at all, we
He's
let
not.
him break the tie. But have you been paying any attention?
I was listening on my way in.
Yeah. Do you know the 3 candidates then? Kind of?
The blood one,
Yeah.
the coach,
Yeah.
and
The woman who said that the teacher's
the
aides were
obesity.
So which one would you vote?
It's the obesity or the coach. The
Yeah.
ones that are tied.
I'm going with coach.
I would
maybe
say-
maybe I'm biased because
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one. All right, thank you.
Tom Hackett breaks the tie, and number 2 is the winner.
All right. So that one now goes on to Boner Fight and possibly becomes Boner of the Day. We'll do that at 9:25.
You've probably broken ties in actual football games, haven't you, Tom? Tom Hackett, former kicker for
punter.
It's
a different job.
Oh, I
Bill.
guess you do. You don't score by punting, do you?
No. I can't say I've ever scored a point. I tried, but I failed.
Well, how did you try?
Well, you run a fake punt in which you run the football, or you can throw it.
Yeah.
But I got tackled. Believe it or not.
You only did it once?
I did it 4 times.
4 times, never successful?
No, I kept our team the football, but I never scored, unfortunately.
Sorry.
All 5'11", 3/4", 206 pounds of me.
How different a skill is kicking a punt from kicking a field goal?
Let me tell you what this man can do.
I just asked him a question. Could he answer it?
He could put the ball consistently, like, within a yard of...
What? Of what? Finish your sentence.
The end zone.
Okay,
He could place
very
it
good.
like the exact.
I've seen him do it. I
the
know.
exact place you want it.
But the question I
time
asked
and
him:
again.
how different a skill is kicking? I assume you've tried to kick field goals just on a lark, right?
Kicking field goals is more of a soccer trait as opposed to an Australian rules football. Now, I grew up playing soccer as well, but there's way too much pressure kicking field goals. So I altered for the punting side of things.
You're a little more. Well, Aussies are more easygoing in the long run. You don't want pressure, right?
No. Yeah, I don't want to die young. Keep this heart pumping.
That's right.
Carrie and I can attest that when we went to Sydney, the Australian people during the Olympics, and they were so nice to us. I mean, just anywhere you would go, they're just like, oh, come on, we'll have a beer. Come on, we'll have a beer.
I was born in Sydney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice people.
You go to Bondi?
No.
You didn't go to Bondi Beach?
No, I don't think we did.
You guys were like stuck at the Olympic Village the whole time.
We were stuck in. What was the name of that area that it had been an industrial dock area?
Damn, I can't remember.
And they transformed it all for the Olympics.
The Olympic Village there. I can't remember the area.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Beautiful part of town.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the Deseret Duel.
I don't know what that is.
Tom knows.
You guys are going back and forth this morning, aren't you?
I hate that. Nobody calls it that.
Listen, Gina, if somebody paid you enough money, you'd call yourself Deseret Barbarian. That's where it comes from. It's money. But this is you've played in these games.
I have.
The BYU Utah game. It seems in certain ways that it's not a lot of fun because it's kind of mean.
Well, it gets ugly.
Yeah.
It does. The social media aspect of it all can
Yeah.
Go a little pear-shaped at times.
Yeah, it's a lot of yelling and negativity.
I know. I do agree with that. I guess there are 90% of both fan bases that are somewhat civil, and there's normally anywhere around 10% that kind of ruin it for the rest of them. So you just be wary of the 10%. I always enjoyed the game. I think, you walk into offices, kind of into the building we have here, and there's bragging rights on the line. So on Monday you'll see guys come in or girls come in and be able to talk to one another, hopefully civilly, but with a little more aggression, a little more, the chest pumping a little higher. So it's a fun game. It's been played forever and a day. There's actually some concern as to who's winning. Well, there's no concern as to who's winning the overall wins-loss category, but there's some confusion because in 1896 to 1898, BYU, Brigham Young University, were not called BYU, they were called Brigham Young Academy.
It's the same thing, though. I mean, I guess they weren't.
That's what Utah thinks. That's what Utah thinks.
The record I have here: Utah leads 56-31 with 4 ties, and the longest. Each team is tied for the longest win streak. BYU had a 9-game win streak, and Utah has also had a 9-game win streak.
Without looking,
yeah.
How long is the win streak for Utah currently?
6.
Well done.
I just 6.
There you go.
6. I boned up on this last night.
That's good. There you go. I'm proud of it.
Point for Bill.
Yeah.
So, no, it's exciting. It's going down Saturday night. I believe it's an 8:15, 8:21 kick, somewhere around there.
And now BYU lost badly in their opener.
Yeah, they stunk.
So, of course, they were playing a ranked team.
A ranked team with a bunch of their starters not even playing.
Correct.
Like a
Is that
bunch
right?
of them.
Yeah. I
God,
think there
you're
was
such-
15.
You are such a homer.
It's
Let's
a fact.
just say.
Gina is right. There were 15 missing, 15 starters.
And they still lost badly. This does not bode well for the BYU Cougars, does it? Even though they're at home.
So they didn't score a point. But you know how a football field's laid out? Gina, I'm not going to ask you, Carrie and Bill. You know how a football field's laid out?
Yes, I do.
Okay, there's 2 end zones, and in the middle there's the 50-yard line.
50-yard line. It's 100 yards total.
There you go. They didn't cross the 50-yard line once.
Yeah.
So they stunk really, really bad.
That's
and
bad.
It's a shame, I guess, if I have to say it. Here's how I go into this rivalry game thinking, even when Utah is projected to crush BYU, it always seems to be much closer. Last year, for example, it was a 1-point ball game in which Utah were heavily favored. It's down at BYU, and so if you look at the betting odds, Vegas gives 3 points to every home team.
That's what you're told. Anyway.
That's what you're told.
That's just what you don't know that from.
Yeah, and so don't shoot the messenger, but I'm just passing it along. Yeah. And Utah currently 2-point favorite. They started off during the middle of summer when these lines came out at about 6 points. Favorite BYU. So the line shifted drastically. At the start of the week, BYU were favored by a point, and now Utah's by 2. So all the money coming in for Utah.
Let's see now. Who did Utah play before this?
North Dakota.
Oh, that was a high school team. That's right.
Yeah.
It was a high school team from North Dakota.
They're very good in the Big Sky Conference, Bill. They are. They're number 1.
They are very good. And nobody was sick that day. And they all ate breakfast. And
Just quickly before we run out of time, I brought something to help Carrie care about the game.
We can keep Tom through the next break, too.
Do you want to save that? Because I brought something for you.
It's up to you entirely.
Okay. Let's tease that. All and you brought something to help Carrie. Now, I already care about the game because, as you know, being a BYU graduate like I am, I favor, I heavily for the Cougs.
I don't think that's... Crash northbound Highland Drive, 72nd South in Cottonwood Heights. The right lanes are closed there. Crash southbound I-15 as people are getting on the freeway from Highway 89. This is near the shoulder at Beck Street. Crash southbound 7th East, 114th South. I'm going to check our message stream, see if anybody sent us anything via text at 33986. Nope, looks good there. At Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City, you get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
All right, we'll continue talking about the big game.
The Deseret Duel.
It's the Holy War.
What's the Christians and the Muslims? Is that what it is, Gina? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
See, I got a problem with both names.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll talk more with Tom Hackett coming up. Maybe if you have a question for Tom, maybe if you'd like to call in, 877-602-9696. I can find out what it's like to do sports radio. All right, stand by. RanLife.com. Okay, the shop sells, it's called how would you say that with all of those?
Celebrities.
Celebrities.
Yeah, I drug you guys over here. You were just going to walk on by Celebrities Gallery featuring artwork by John Lennon, Miles Davis, Ronnie Wood, Tony Bennett, David Bowie, Picasso, and others.
Picasso's the best rock star of them all.
By the way, it's featuring, what does it say? Artwork. It's featuring overpriced prints of artwork by...
None of that's real?
Well, it's real in the sense that it's, well, for instance, there are a bunch of John Lennon things in there, which Yoko Ono took the originals and had copies made of the originals and then put print numbers on them and selling them.
Bitch.
My point exactly.
There was some
something for you in there.
Well, yeah, there was some artwork by David Bowie in there, and it was it looked like a
which Yoko Ono took and copied and put numbers.
But again, it's mass.
So it's not cool.
But it was David Bowie did a painting of Festus. I swear it was Festus.
Of Festus?
No.
Well, I mean, he was all white and pale and alone.
And alone. No, but so what if it's I mean, they only make so many of the prints, right? Or it's only cool if you can get the original.
It's hard to say.
There was a yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's hard to say. A lot of them say, it's number 475 out of a run of 1,000. But how many runs of 1,000 did they do? I mean,
they may have stopped and then did another run.
Yeah,
that's how they can say a run of 1,000.
I mean, it's okay stuff. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but
I mean, there was a really cool colored pencil John Belushi
with
in
his
there,
shirt open and his gut hanging out.
Shirt open. Yeah, that was a great thing. But it was easily $450.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. And there was one thing in there I really liked. They had Hawaiian shirts. Silk Hawaiian shirts, they were about $70-$80 a shirt, but they were they're copies of shirts that celebrities have worn. Like there's one that shows a picture of Dustin Hoffman and John Lovitz standing together, and John Lovitz is wearing this Hawaiian shirt with pineapples on it, and you can buy that.
You can buy that shirt.
Yeah.
I want to buy Dustin Hoffman's shirt. I don't want to buy John Lovett's shirt.
Either way, they'll both have little black curly hairs inside of them, okay? And then here's the question I had, is that there was a whole bunch of drawings of the Rolling Stones, and right in the middle there was this big one of Don Knotts, and I'm wondering why they decided to put Don Knotts in the middle.
That was not Don Knotts, that was Todd of Todd and Aaron. No, it was
Jagger.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure look like Don Knotts.
Oh, well, the older he gets, the closer they look.
I mean, 1960s Don Knotts.
Really?
Yeah.
By the way, Uncle Todd, I always thought you looked like Mick Jagger, not Don Knotts.
That was the joke he was making.
Yeah.
Let's make it perfectly clear.
Honest.
running morning shows. Well, we don't know why either. Listen weekday mornings on X96.
No pee breaks, people. No pee breaks.
Just a quick second more with Tom Hackett, former punter for the University of Utah, about the BYU-Utah game tomorrow. So you'll be there, you'll be watching the game, and what are you going to be looking for? Can you sort of determine how it's going to go? What should you look for?
Thus far, BYU struggled running the football, so look to see if they can have any success on the ground. Mm-hmm. And then their quarterback was highly touted coming into the year.
Who's that? What's his name?
His name's Tainer Mangum.
Mangum, that's
He's
right.
57 years old.
He's very old.
Yeah.
He's been around.
57, is he?
No.
He's been on a couple of missions.
He looks like he does your taxes.
Yeah.
That's what he looks
So
like.
you say these things, and I don't know sports.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's...
Well, Alex Smith looks like your doctor, so...
You cannot say one bad thing about Alex Smith today.
Well, how was that bad? How was that bad? How was looking like an accountant bad? God.
He
anyway,
was awesome
so look for Mangum.
Yes. So he was highly touted coming into the year as one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, and he's struggled drastically. They've only got one guy they can throw to. He's the tight end, I believe, number 89, by the name of Matt Bushman. And so offensively for BYU against Utah's defense is where you're going to watch. Mm-hmm. The true sophomore quarterback for Utah is entering his first away game. So he only played one game at home. This is his second, of course, and it's not at home. Therefore, the first away game for Tyler Huntley. See how he handles the heat. The current win streak sits at 6 from 2010 all the way to this very day. Some interesting notes. They played in the same conference from 1922 all the way up until 2010. So that's where I guess the rivalry is sparked. If I was a betting man, I would take Utah with +2 points in a heartbeat and continue the trend. Make it 7. Number 7 is coming. #7 is coming is what's all over the tweet.
All right. Let's go to our sports ball lines. Brandon is on. Let's go, Brandon. Brandon, check into the locker room. Brandon, go ahead.
Good morning, Lawrence. Good morning, Tom.
Morning.
So I was going to call Tom out a little bit when it comes to the 10% and the 90%. Where does he consider himself being?
Well, 10% is the tithing, right?
Player, I know he was part of the 10 percenters. We loved him because of how he talked to the BYU people in front of.
You're talking about 10% are not very nice, and 90% are.
The 10% of people who aren't nice.
Were you a trash talker, Tom?
The 90% who get along.
I was once.
Because it was really, really fun to see our kicker, who's usually on a football team considered not the stud, to get up and talk to the BYU team and be completely studly.
Did you get in their face?
Well, no, I attended the pep rally, and I didn't know what I was going to say. And I eventually, long story short, called BYU bastards. And they all got offended, as you can only imagine. And so I did talk trash once, yes. I have to be in the 10%, I guess.
As an Aussie, bastard isn't so bad.
That's how perfect it was.
Correct.
It seemed like you intended nice, and it was really great, and everyone's like, oh, what a nice guy. And then all of a sudden, you called them the bastards, and everybody on my side, the 10%, we were like, that's so awesome.
All right, thank you, Brandon. All right, is that what sports radio is?
Yeah.
Is it the guy just keeps just keeps talking?
Yeah, he doesn't stop talking.
Doesn't listen to the hosts at all? That's what it is? All right, let's go to Dylan in our check in the locker room, Dylan, on our sports ball line. Go ahead.
Alrighty, so my question for Tom is, everyone knows Utah's really big into special teams, and you are questionably one of the best punters out there, 2-time Ray Guy Award winner, blah, 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 blah. Who's better, you or Mitch Wisnowski, the current Ray Guy Award winner, who coincidentally also goes to Utah, and according to Twitter, you believe he's your son, I guess.
Well, no, he calls me daddy.
Oh, okay.
He calls me. I didn't start this.
I wouldn't
calls
put up
me
with
daddy.
that. I wouldn't put up with that.
Well, no, I take it and run with it. So Mitch is much better than me. He's 6'4". I mean, you guys saw him on Jim's computer last week. He's 6'4", 200 and however many pounds. The NFL scouts are salivating over him. He's going to make millions of doll hairs in the NFL one day. So Mitch is better. I can admit that.
All right, there you go.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot, Dylan.
It's getting about time to hang up our cleats, isn't it?
Yeah,
well, wait, just quickly before we go.
Yes.
I have something for you, Kerry Jackson.
Okay, you're going to make me care about this game?
Yes, I found something yesterday for you. Right. If Dylan can put it up at x96.com/live. It's a T-shirt I need to get for you.
It's an I Am Groot shirt, but Groot is wearing a University of Utah jersey and holding a football.
There's a lawsuit there.
Yeah,
there's a big.
I've got James Gunn's number. I'm going to call him right now.
Does that win you over, Carrie?
You know me. Groot is.
I know. That's why I thought that would be perfect for you.
Let me think about it.
Okay.
Let me fast and pray on
By
it.
the way, Gina, Tanner Mangum is on the line, and he'd like to do your taxes.
Maybe he's good at that.
He was good last year. He was pretty good last year, wasn't he?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, wasn't he?
Let's see. It's my husband Ryan is a huge fan of Tom. Thanks for the last couple of years. You're a stud. Crikey, great sports. Thanks, mate.
They try.
All right.
They try. Thank you, guys. I'll see you
Thanks
in a
for
week.
coming in, Tom.
Okay.
Come back again.
Okay.
All right.
I'll think about it.
See you. And you can hear him on the radio, ESPN 700. What time?
2 to 6.
2 to
Monday
6.
through
2 to
Friday.
6.
Okay,
And
much love.
the game will be on Saturday night on the 700 as well. So join us for that. Let's see. Oh, hi.
Wait,
Just right there.
Just talking to both of them.
It's Amy. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Amy is from the Ruin, one of the fine proprietors of that establishment.
Yes.
And, of course, we're having our Not Safe for Work mixer there tonight starting at 6 o'clock. Sold out, right?
That's what I hear, yeah.
So what are you doing here?
Yeah, I know. Just thought I'd stop in, say hello.
So if people can't get in tonight, if they didn't get a reservation, what else do you have going on at the Ruin that people could enjoy coming up?
Okay. So this month, the month of September, we are competing in the Farm to Glass cocktail contest.
Oh, yeah.
Our submission is a Peachy Keen. It's a whiskey drink. We're using Black Feather whiskey. I don't know if you've
Okay.
tried it. It's
Yes.
really, really good. New on the market. And muddled peaches from Brigham City.
It's Peach Days.
Peach Days. So it's delicious and a little bit of a Winter Dairy cream and some.
As soon as I get there at 6, that's the first thing I want.
Well, I will have it ready.
I want one of those
I
right
will
away.
do that. Yes.
Stat.
Yeah.
So
We're super
just
excited.
it's a deal where people can vote, right?
Yeah, right. So you taste it, you go online and you vote at Salt Lake Mag. I don't know exactly. We have paperwork in the bar. I don't know exactly.
It's Salt Lake Magazine puts this on.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it's through Salt Lake.
So tell people where the Ruin is exactly so they can come in, except from 6 to 8 tonight.
Yeah,
you
they
can
could
open
maybe.
later.
Yeah, you can't even look through the windows, right? It's kind of a mirror. So we're located at 1215 East Wilmington Avenue, over in Sugar House. We're in that new development there to the east of Bed Bath & Beyond and Whole Foods.
And there's plenty of parking.
Yeah.
There's a parking structure across the street, or you can park underneath the Bed Bath & Beyond.
Exactly. Or, if you're going to enjoy some drinks, why don't you get a ride,
Yeah,
Lyft,
take
Uber.
That's exactly what's happening.
Call your mom or whatever.
Attention Lyft drivers, you may be driving me sometime this
Right.
evening.
Well, with doTERRA, too, right? There's a pretty busy time right now.
And then after 8 o'clock, and
Come on
it's open house. So
Exactly. We have a DJ tonight. He'll start at 9, and we have DJs every Friday night.
All right.
Yeah.
The Ruin in Sugar House. Amy, thanks. We love coming there.
We love having you guys. It'll
It's a
be
great
fun
place.
tonight. Okay.
All right,
We'll
looking
see you
forward to it.
later.
Thank you very much. Let's see. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with boner fights. Who will be boner of the day? You will decide at 9:25. And let's see. Before that, a little bit of news.
You could probably. I'm going to ask Park City Culinary Institute if they should have drink making classes.
I think
Well,
they
you
do.
know,
Do
you
they
know, we
occasionally?
did
Cocktail classes?
We had a party there, and it's in Salt Lake, by the way, the Park City Culinary Institute. We had a party there, and there was a bar, and we had mixed drinks. And
So if you're having want to plan a holiday party for your office, or maybe
that's a
just
great idea.
just for friends, do something fun and interactive, more than the typical holiday party. Cook together. It's a good team building thing to do at the Park City Culinary Institute. It's really a lot of fun, and they're very, very casual and nice.
They can do that. They can just teach you how to make better pasta or sauces, individual things, or you can take the full course and learn how to be a chef.
Yep. It's the Park City Culinary Institute.
In Salt Lake City.
Now located in Salt Lake, 1484 South State Street. The website, parkcityculinaryinstitute.com, and their phone number to find out about classes is 435-659-5075.
Strong Volkswagen and X96 present Pepper.
Okay, the shop sells. It's called How would you say that with all of those
Celebrities.
Celebrities.
Yeah, I drug you guys over here. You were just gonna walk on by Celebrities Gallery, featuring artwork by John Lennon, Miles Davis, Ronnie Wood, Tony Bennett, David Bowie, Picasso, and others.
Picasso's the best rock star of them all.
By the way, it's featuring, what does it say? Artwork. It's featuring overpriced prints of artwork by.
None of that's real?
Well, it's real in the sense that it's, well, for instance, there are a bunch of John Lennon things in there, which Yoko Ono took the originals and had copies made of the originals and then put print numbers on them and selling them.
Bitch.
My point exactly.
There was some
something for you in there.
Well, yeah, there was some artwork by David Bowie in there, and it looked like a
which Yoko Ono took and copied and put numbers.
But again, it's mass.
So it's not cool.
But it was David Bowie did a painting of Festus. I swear it was Festus.
Festus?
No.
Well, I mean, he was all white and pale and alone.
And alone. No, but so what if it's I mean, they only make so many of the prints, right? Or it's only cool if you can get the original.
It's hard to say.
There was yeah.
I mean, it really is hard to say. A lot of them say, it's number 475 out of a run of 1,000. But how many runs of 1,000 did they do? I mean,
they may have stopped and then did another run.
Yeah,
that's how they can say a run of 1,000.
I mean, it's okay stuff. I mean, I think I wouldn't buy it, but
I mean, there was a really cool colored pencil John Belushi
with
in there,
his shirt open and his gut hanging out.
Shirt open. Yeah, that was a great thing. But it was easily $450.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. And there was one thing in there I really liked. They had Hawaiian shirts. Silk Hawaiian shirts, they were about $70, $80 a shirt, but they were they're copies of shirts that celebrities have worn. Like there's one that shows a picture of Dustin Hoffman and John Lovitz standing together, and John Lovitz is wearing this Hawaiian shirt with pineapples on it, and you can buy that.
You can buy that shirt.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy Dustin Hoffman's shirt. I don't want to buy John Lovitz's shirt.
Either way, they'll both have little black curly hairs inside of them, okay? And then here's the question I had, is that there was a whole bunch of drawings of the Rolling Stones, and right in the middle there was this big one of Don Knotts, and I'm wondering why they decided to put Don Knotts in the middle.
That was not Don Knotts, that was Todd of Todd and Aaron. No, it was
Jagger.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure look like Don Knotts.
Oh, well, the older he gets, the closer they look.
I mean, 1960s Don Knotts,
Really?
Yeah.
By the way, Uncle Todd, I always thought you looked like Mick Jagger, not Don Knotts.
That was the joke he was making.
Yeah.
Let's make it perfectly clear.
Honest.
It was funny. Tom Hackett, he comes in here to the studio and he looks around at us and so you guys stand up during the entire show? You could just tell he's
no way would he just looking at.
No way would he have that.
No.
And then he asks us. He says, "I don't know how those guys do it. They're on the air 8 hours."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Okay.
We've done 13. It's. All right, there we go. Let's. We do have Boner Fight coming up in about 5 minutes. Stand by for that. First, a little bit of news.
Little bit of news brought to you by Utah Presents One Man Star Wars Trilogy. One night only, Friday, September 29th at Kingsbury Hall. Get tickets at utahpresents.org.
Just quickly, it looks the death toll is starting to accumulate in the southern Mexico earthquake.
Stop there, because how sad is that you say the death toll is starting to accumulate, and I don't know if you're talking about the hurricane or the earthquake.
The earthquake in particular. There's been really sketchy information about it, but 32 people so far they have counted as being killed in that massive earthquake. Hurricane Irma has not had hasn't had a great loss of life yet. But we don't know, really. I shouldn't say that because
lots of places are out of communication.
There's just no communication from a lot of those little islands. Turks and Caicos, where you've been, Carrie.
Yeah. No, I haven't been to Turks and Caicos.
I thought you'd been there.
I wanted to, but we never got around to it.
It's just devastated.
But I've been to San Juan and places down there that have just been really affected.
Yeah. Let's see, and then if you need further evidence that the world is coming to an end. I would tell you that Gigi Hadid cut off all of her hair. So things are just bad all around. Things are bad all around. In its fourth week, Operation Rio Grande arrests have mounted to over 1,000.
Wow.
But that wasn't why county leaders were celebrating Thursday. At nearly the same time, law enforcement officers conducted a major drug raid of a Salt Lake City home at 6 a.m. A team of lawyers and social workers began work inside the Salt Lake County Jail that has never been done before. Salt Lake County Mayor Ben McAdams announced in a news conference, "This is phase 2 in action," he said. The drug house that they busted was down on the west side. I want to say North Temple and about 9th West. There was a house there full of people whose sole job it was to go out to the Rio Grande area and sell drugs to people. So
their business.
Yeah, they busted that out, and so that's good news. The campus is a construction site, and the turf is still being grown, but RSL owner Del Loy Hansen, who also owns us in interest of disclosure, looks out over the fields of dirt and sees a soccer promised land. "I have the absolute belief that we will be known as the best place in the United States to be a soccer player, to progress your career to its highest potential," he said. Hansen is showing off the side of the new Zions Bank Real Academy, charter high school and sports training facility intended to home grow soccer talent for Real Salt Lake, but other MSL teams as well.
He wants people to come, like he's saying. That's the training ground for the whole country.
There will be 8 outdoor soccer fields, 2 indoor soccer fields, 1 stadium where academy students will train alongside players from Real Salt Lake and their United Soccer League team, the Monarchs. So there you go. It's almost at completion out there. I think we've run some commercials for
the academy.
People to sign up for the school for the academy. Let's see, and BY. Oh, this is okay. If you know this author or this illustrator, this is cool. You know the books, The Series of Unfortunate Events.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were illustrated by a guy who was a graduate of BYU.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Brett Hellquist is his name.
Huh.
So he did all the illustrations for the whole series of Lemony Snicket books. There is an exhibit at BYU right now, a collection of unfortunate art. It features Brett Hellquist's newly donated illustrations from his work on the Lemony Snicket series. And thanks to positive feedback, the exhibit has been extended until September 30th. So if you want to see his work at BYU, it's in the L. Tom Perry Special Collections Library. I think I might, if I get a moment, I'd like to go down and see that. I loved those illustrations. And,
yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I read several of the books. And one other quick thing.
Yes.
I hate to do this.
What?
Because it's an ad for Kentucky Fried Chicken, and we can't seem to get any. We can't, for some reason.
You're going to give them free
seem to
advertising
get-
right now.
We can't seem to get them on the air ever, and we love Kentucky Fried Chicken, but they have a new Colonel. It's Ray Liotta. Did you
What?
watch it?
No.
It's Ray Liotta
Is he
as Colonel
scary- is
Sanders.
he scary Colonel Sanders?
Here's what they do. He is two colonels in the same commercial. He's nice Colonel, and he's mean Colonel.
Yes. Ray Liotta, you got to have mean.
And he does them both. It is really good. And he does it like he'll say, you want my regular Kentucky Fried Chicken, or you want this regular hot Kentucky Fried Chicken? Oh, my wonderful regular fried chicken. And then at the end of the commercial, and I don't think they do this on the TV, just on the YouTube. He just sits there at the end of the commercial and smiles. And then frowns, and then smiles, and frowns. It's a very good Colonel Sanders commercial with Ray Liotta.
Karen, where is my bowl? Karen.
Thank you. Goodfellas.
Yeah.
That's
All
it.
right, that's good enough. Thanks.
It's Boner Fight, the final round.
All right.
I've spelled develop wrong on this. There's no E on the end of develop, is there?
Developy.
That's English spelling.
Yeah. I've been looking at that all.
Developy.
I've been looking at this all morning, going, what did I do there? Boner candidate number one from round one. I was trying to help him develop as an artist. It's the special ed teacher who was indicted after asking a student to draw her naked. And it was a special ed junior high school student. She sent him a picture of herself naked in a tanning bed and said, "Why don't you draw me like this?"
Weird.
Oh, no, Gina, she was. Oh, that's weird. And the blood drawing.
Yes. I feel confident in saying that.
And then boner candidate number two, you lose a game and the racists come out. That's the coach of Texas A&M, Coach Sumlin, who's called all kinds of horrible racist names after Texas A&M blew a big lead in the last half of the game to UCLA. So there you go. Those are the two candidates. Go on, vote.
You've got to decide which of these two is the worst. Which one deserves to be boner of the day? One or two. Put the number of the candidate you think should win in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Call. Use your voice to vote. 877-602-9696. You can vote that way. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight September 8. And vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. And we have a prize for a random voter? Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't have one, but maybe.
Take a chance. Maybe we do. All right. Only 4 minutes to get your vote in. Let's go. It's Boner of the Day. Boner Fight.
Brother Philip likes Propel water.
It's Jesus' preferred water.
On the right hand of God. America, on the right hand of God.
Excuse us. Are you Brother Philip?
Yeah.
Hi, can we talk to you for a second? Sure. Yeah, we do a radio show in Salt Lake City. And we're just talking to your disciples over there. Is that what we should call them? Your disciples? Your brothers?
Your Jesus' disciples, really.
Oh, your associates. And we were going to chat with them for a second, and they said, well, you should go talk to Brother Philip. He's
man.
doing the preacher. The preacher. Now, so you do this every day here in Maui?
Yeah, I try to fulfill this.
And you have signs over there that say, sign of the times. What does that mean, Brother Philip?
It's right. I have to share it.
Pardon me?
St. Matthew.
All right, now Brother Philip's going to get out a
the Bible. It's a well-worn Bible. Looks like he's had it for a while.
How long have you had that Bible, Brother Philip?
I'm not sure, really.
And it's Matthew we're looking at.
Yeah.
Are you from Maui?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm from heaven, too.
From heaven?
Yes,
well, I guess we're all from heaven.
Praise the Lord. The Holy Bible, heaven. And in the morning, it shall be foul weather. Today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, But can ye not discern the signs of the times?
High of 73.
I cannot discern the signs of the times.
Although it was
Can
a
you?
great album by Prince, I know
That's
that.
the reason why we look in the Bible, because of things that God has spoken is coming to pass today.
Now, Brother Philip, we have a woman here. She is, the reason we came to Maui is to do, we do a radio show together. And, but she's actually come here to get married.
Right on.
She'll be married on Monday. And do you have any advice?
God wills.
Pardon?
If God wills.
If God wills.
That means I might not get married if God doesn't will
I've
it.
maintained that all along, but if God wills, you will get married on Monday. But do you have any advice for somebody getting married?
Well,
back to the book.
Like back in the book again.
Yep.
19, eh? Was it
All
19?
the answers.
Yeah?
Look at that. He knows right where to go in this book.
Yeah.
It's like he's read it before.
Not so. Right. And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and the twain shall be one flesh.
Okay.
You're still looking for somebody to perform the ceremony, aren't you? do you do weddings, Brother Philip?
No, I have a friend who does that.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for talking with us.
I love it. Thank you so much for
Yep, and thank you.
bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Brother Philip, ladies and gentlemen, spreading the word on the streets of Maui on front.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
All right, it's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner winner will be brought to you today by a delicious...
In part.
In part by a delicious chicken sandwich and a side of tater salad. And an onion ring or two.
And Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City, you get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
So we had number one, I was trying to help him develop as an artist. The special education teacher who sent a nude picture of herself, a photograph. She was naked in a tanning bed, and she sent it to this special ed student and said, why don't you see if you can draw me naked? She wanted to help his artistic side along. And Boner candidate number two, you lose a game and the races come out. Texas A&M coach Sumlin, he lost a game, lost a big lead. They had a big lead and lost it. And so people started they sent a really racist letter to his house and said racist things about him online. I just don't... What's wrong with people? So, the winner of Friday's Boner Fight, number one, I was trying to help him develop as an artist.
Really? Okay. That one is now Friday's Boner of the Day, and quite possibly will be Boner of the Week. We'll decide that coming up.
Could be. Our friend Dale Bohm is here, and we're going to be telling stories tonight at our Not Safe for Work podcast recording at the Ruin. So I hope.
And the vowels are just going to be getting longer as the night goes on.
So Dale Bohm is an attorney at law, helps disability law.
Indeed.
And also is a champion liar and storyteller, which is perfect for an attorney.
Well, there's the Department of Redundancy department right there, just for you.
You participate in the Timpanogos Storytelling Festival. You've done this for a long time, right?
I have. This is my fifth year competing. It's their 26th. I'm going to go with 26th year of the festival.
It's huge too. A lot of people come to this from all around the country.
It's one of the largest in the country.
And you won last year, was it?
I won this year. I am currently Utah's biggest liar, possessor of the golden shovel. Oh, yes, indeed.
So now you have. Is this what you're going to do? What you're going to do for us right now? Is this what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm not going to do the story that I won with because it's a little bit longer than that. That one's 6 minutes. I've been told I can give you a 2-minute story. I got a 2-minute story.
Okay.
Let me tell you this though. They've moved the festival now to Thanksgiving Point. It's a bigger venue. It's absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
And if you need a reason to go, one name: Bill Lepp. Bill Lepp won West Virginia's, don't look at me like that, Kelly. West Virginia's biggest liars competition 5 years running. They retired his number.
Wow.
He is the funniest human being God ever saw fit to stick on the face of the earth. I kid you not. Yeah. He is worth the price of admission.
If you look him up, I'll bet you can find him on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. You can find him on YouTube.
L-A-P-P?
L-E-P-P.
L-E.
L-E-P-P. Bill Lepp. The guy is just absolutely amazing.
Right.
So they asked me to tell you a story. Here's a story. I'm an attorney, as Bill said, which means people pay me to argue, which is just as awesome as it sounds. And when you are looking at an argument, you have to give an argument that is equally persuasive and irritating. And you measure that on what's called the O'Hara scale. The O'Hara scale comes from the fact that back in the 1990s, they were making a mini-series of The Stand, the Stephen King's book, The Stand, here in Utah.
Okay.
So Stephen King comes to Utah to oversee this. Well, in The Stand, there is a deaf character. His name is Nick. And there was a big push at the time to have him played by an actual deaf actor like Billy Seago or Anthony Natali. And I mean, it's a no-brainer today, but it's the whitewashing of Hollywood, argument. And so they were pushing to have this deaf actor, and the forefront of this push was a Utah mother of deaf children named Bronwyn O'Hara. Bronwyn O'Hara. I think she has 3 deaf children, and she was having petitions sent, and she was organizing, all these people to say deaf actor, deaf actor. Well, they announce the casting, and they say Nick will be played by Rob Lowe.
I remember that. Yeah.
They kind of went berserk.
Yeah.
They started, protesting. They started showing up at the filming sites and just absolutely making life hell for the production company. And now this is where it gets into legend. All right. Okay. And Bronwyn, if you're listening, if the legend isn't true, don't tell me. I like the legend.
I know her kids are listening.
That's true. So apparently she roused enough rabble that she got an audience with Stephen King.
Oh.
And they met for lunch at the trailers that they had set up by This Is the Place Monument up near Hogle Zoo. And according to the legend, it did not go well. There were raised voices, perhaps objects thrown. And at the end of the day, Rob Lowe still played Nick. But she stuck in his mind. Stephen King had to physically extricate her, like exorcise her from his psyche. And here's how he did it. While he was here, overseeing The Stand, he was writing a book called Rose Matter. Ladies and gentlemen, a small dramatic reading from page 418 of Stephen King's book, Rose Matter.
Okay.
And then I got engaged 5 years ago to a wonderful girl I met at the city zoo of all places. Her name was Bronwyn O'Hara. Sounds like something out of Margaret Mitchell, doesn't it? Oh, it's a lovely name. She was a lovely girl. She died of a brain aneurysm. Oh my gosh! He blew up her brain. Okay, her argument was so persuasive that he had to say nice things about her. He said she was lovely and beautiful, but she was so unbelievably irritating to him, he blew up her brain. Life goals. Life goals.
There you go.
Liar! You liar!
Thank you. Dale Bohm.
It's a Thanksgiving Point when?
It runs now. It started last night. It runs today through Saturday. Tomorrow night is Laugh-In Night, which means all the storytellers get up and tell their funniest stories. Tonight is favorite stories, so they tell their favorite stories, but it goes all through the day. They have tents set up. They've got food trucks. It's a great time. If you've never done it, it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing.
All right.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank
All
you.
right, good luck.
Always nice to see you.
Nice to see you
Let's
too.
see. Okay, we'll be back with Boner of the Week. First, we got to tell you about Mattress Firm, of course.
Oh,
got to
listen.
take a nap before tonight's show.
I hope I have time.
Yes.
I got a lot going this afternoon.
Do you know what? I can't take a nap on my Mattress Firm mattress because it's too comfortable.
Don't want to get up.
No, I have to nap on the couch, and then I look forward to nighttime when I can crawl into my Mattress Firm mattress.
Their Labor Day sale has been extended through the 12th of September. Mattress Firm, they have, listen, you can sleep even better, you can sleep even harder when you have a Serta iComfort Temp Touch mattress, a memory foam mattress with revolutionary cooling technology. It's designed to support every curve of your body. With queen mattresses at an unbeatable value of only $39 for 36 months. Of course, you've got to call 1-866-780-6220 for credit costs and terms, subject to credit approval. But that is a great deal. Get those or the Beauty Rest Black Hybrid. Get an adjustable frame and an adjustable base for your bed with select purchases. Now, you say, well, Mattress Firm, I haven't seen those stores anywhere.
How have you missed them?
Well, you probably haven't noticed because you haven't been shopping. They're sort of unobtrusive. You'll find a store near you by going to mattressfirm.com.
Brand new episode is available right now. It's free. It's called Jerky Throne. Jimmy reviews it and the Inhumans. We talk the Tick, Defenders, and Porg Hunt. Geek Show! Hi, it's Kerry Jackson. Geek Show is me and all my best friends sitting in my basement studio, drinking, laughing, and talking about the stuff we love. Sci-fi, movies, TV shows, comic books, toys, games, and more. You get a new Not Safe for Work episode every Monday morning.
GeekShowPodcast.com.
Okay, I'd like the Cajun grilled chicken sandwich plain. I just want the chicken and the bun. No cheese, no mayonnaise, no lettuce, tomato, onions, coleslaw. And can I get onion rings instead of fries?
Yeah.
And can I get bacon on that?
Bacon. Did you want to do the chicken club instead of the Cajun chicken?
No, you don't understand.
You see, what was your name again?
Kristen.
Kristen, you see, this is not a radio bit. You need to know that this is the way she really is, and no one believes us.
Okay.
So we thought if we got it on tape, people would finally believe it.
All right. Did you want the Cajun seasoning?
Yes.
Yes.
And I would like the Cajun, spicy Cajun mustard mayonnaise on the side.
Mayo on the side.
Don't put it on the sandwich.
No, I won't. No, trust me, I won't.
Thank you.
And the cheese?
No cheese.
No cheese.
No
at all.
cheese. No, just
Okay.
chicken.
All right.
Chicken bacon bun.
Onion
And
rings.
again, we're not trying to be difficult just for the radio. This is real.
All right. Thank you.
I'm so very sorry.
That's all right. Don't be sorry. I would like to say I've had worse, but that's probably the worst.
And how long have you worked here?
Here, 6 months, but
Dealing with tourists every day and their weird ordering habits, this is the worst. I want it on record, ladies and gentlemen.
It's from an official professional waitress. I'm the worst.
And again, this is no exaggeration.
Congratulations, Gina. Congratulations.
You've earned your spot in the Hard Rock Hall of Fame.
She's here to get married, by the way.
oh, congratulations.
And she's marrying a guy named Joe Jones. Maybe you, as our waitress, I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Kristen.
Maybe Kristen, you as our waitress, you could warn Joe that it's still not too late.
Because I've been saying it every day, every hour, ever since we heard about this.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's what we think.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, did you find the Mitt Romney?
I did find the Mitt Romney.
All right, let me just read to you briefly where he did this. It was during a surprise appearance at a dinner this week.
Did he pop out of a cake?
For Washington, D.C. radio and television reporters, his top 10 list of reasons why he dropped out of the race for the White House earlier this year.
Oh, now I found the David Letterman. Is this a different thing that you're talking about?
It says here Romney offered the David Letterman style list, written with the help of several campaign advisors at the Radio and Television Correspondents Annual Awards dinner Wednesday night. A video of the appearance is available on YouTube.
Now, see, I've got the David Letterman. I don't know if this is the same thing.
Why don't you do it, and I'll see if that's
I also
the same
have
thing.
the other one, too. So.
Top 10 reasons Mitt Romney dropped out of the presidential race. Well, here you have it. As topical as though torn from today's headlines. Yeah, exactly right. Top 10 reasons Mitt Romney dropped out of the presidential race. Here we go, number 10. Harsh Midwest weather was murder on his split ends. Number 9.
Is that?
This is not the Mitt Romney one. This is Letterman's, but let's see which one is funnier.
Okay.
FM, X96.
It is September.
Oh, yes.
And I thought maybe we ought to just go over, because it's September, we're celebrating Z words.
Sure.
And the Z words of the day. So maybe we ought to just go over our Z word of the day again today.
Sure.
We did it early in the show, but it was supplied to us by our attorney. Our Z word of the day, Ed Brass supplied it. It's Zanzibar. Zanzibar, which I believe is a small island off the coast of Tanzania, where Freddie Mercury was born. It's the Z word of the day. That's how we celebrate
September.
That one doesn't work as well.
That's how we celebrate
Fool in the Rain
September.
is a better one.
You like Fool in the Rain? You like to end it with Fool in the Rain?
Yeah, that's good. It ends on a nice beat. It's
yeah, that's
Let me
nice.
see, what else have I got? Hey, Mom! No, I can't use that one. Let's try. Can we do this
I,
one?
I like this
work.
one a
That
lot.
works.
This is Cashmere?
Yes. And let's see what I can do with this one.
Yeah,
This one works.
that works.
How about Foggy Mountain Breakdown? We don't probably have that, do we?
Black Country Woman.
No.
We got any of Robert Plant's country stuff?
He just came out with a new album.
Was it country or
No, it's more
stuff?
Yeah.
This, I have to say, I could get away with never hearing this song again.
You're done with-
Again?
Oh my God!
Or can we just skip to the fast part? If we could do that.
It's just, I have a really good memory associated with that song.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Now, we didn't, before we get to Boner of the Week, we didn't talk about the end of the world today.
Well, it is. I kind of alluded to it when I told you that Gigi Hadid had chopped off all of her hair.
Yeah, that's one of the factors.
It's really kind of the. But, so,
I
maybe
don't
we
want to
shouldn't
talk about this.
You know what? I don't. I sort of looked down at it and I thought it was my idea, and then I thought, no, I don't.
You know, I posted this last night, and it's true. I needed that football game last night.
Well, I'm glad that's all it takes.
No, I needed the distraction. I needed something that was
and see
mindless.
And here's the thing: is that there's currently going on. My distraction is comic books,
right?
And the current thing that is, I'm not distracted by it anymore because the storyline, Secret Empire, is that Captain America has been a Hydra agent all along.
No, we need good Captain America now.
And he's in charge of the government and all of this.
No.
And so it's not a distraction because it's frightening how spot on this story that was written before the election.
Yeah, you don't need to watch American Horror Story then either if you want distraction.
Exactly. That's not a distraction.
It was all about the political race with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, and
I mean it was not hiding anything.
No.
It was not a metaphor.
It was a little too obvious, as a matter of fact.
No, but even in the game last night, you knew they were gonna. Here comes the national anthem. We wonder who's going to stand up and who's going to sit down, and even in that there was a moment of, and I think one guy on the Chiefs sat down. So a moment I was taken out of just escapism into current events.
Well, let me just say this, though. That Secret Empire comic book is actually quite good. Don't get me wrong. It's quite good. And they just finished it up.
But it's not
a 10-part series. But it was not a distraction. It made me think too much. But it was really quite well done, I thought.
You know what they should do, Gina, is just get rid of the national anthem in the football games. So you wouldn't be distracted. Just get rid of that.
No, I'm just saying, I thought, oh, good, I go watch a football game and forget. Oh, that's right. There's going to be something in this, too.
There's no rule that they have to play the national anthem.
No, but then that would be a thing. If they said, okay, this is just too controversial, we're not going to do it anymore, then that would be a thing.
Well, I think the national anthem is too controversial. It's a song about war, after all.
It is. Greg Proops suggests that instead of the national anthem, we just let everybody pick an Aretha Franklin song.
Something like that, sure.
What?
Everybody just, we all just do it and clap and sing along to an Aretha Franklin song. Everything will be happy.
Or Marvin Gaye. A Marvin Gaye song would be great. Ooh, what's going on? Oh, wait, no, that's a political
See,
song.
Bill, you can't.
Damn.
Yeah, Marvin Gaye, probably not a...
Mother. No, I guess not. So...
yeah, the world's ending.
The biggest problem is North Korea, and that's what I was thinking about. And that is the biggest problem. And how is the Trump administration going to handle it?
No, so Festus came over for dinner on Sunday, and as he was leaving, he said, well, do you think I'm going to be drafted and have to go to North Korea? I'm like, don't talk like that. Stop.
Pretend nothing is happening.
No, I don't.
It's too late to say, well, you can't have missiles, North Korea. They already got them.
They got them.
So what do you do from that point on? What do you do?
No, that's a tough one. Strategically, that is a tough one for anybody who is on.
Part of the reason,
or anyone around the world.
Part of the reason they make those missiles, it's everybody talks about they're a little country and they want to feel tough and everything. They sell a lot of those missiles to Iran.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars worth of missiles to Iran. North Korea, it's a big industry for them. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of already. They have trouble with countries embargoing them to a certain extent. Not all countries, obviously, but they have big trading partners like China and Iran.
Can I get a hero?
What? Oh, you want something racist to make you feel better? Is that what it is?
Is it okay to make fun of him because he's a bad guy?
I think he's safe.
Is that it?
Yes.
It's safe to make fun of him?
Yes.
Thank you. Right. Okay. That's Matt and Trey, of course.
Let's go to Boner of the Week, shall we?
Hi, Dave. Hello. Dave, the flower guy, is here. What do you think we should do about the end of the world, Dave?
Oh, he didn't know.
You don't have a, okay. Yeah. Then just help us by selecting Boner of the Week. Can you do that much at least?
Yes.
All right. If you see Dave around, by the way, he mows lawns, he sells flowers. Buy some flowers from him. Ask him to come mow your lawn. He does a good job. So Boner candidate number 1 from Monday. Kids can't do anything for themselves these days. Oh yeah, this was the Indian man who's living in Florida, and his wife was being disrespectful. So his parents flew from India to help him beat his wife. He couldn't do it himself. Had to have his parents come and help him. Boner candidate number 2 from, there were only 4 this week.
Yeah, we weren't here Monday.
Number 1 is from Tuesday. Number 2 is from Wednesday. Hey, Principal Wagoner has a pool. Principal Wagoner, who sent out invitations to entice girls in his high school, 14-year-old girls, to come skinny dipping at a party at his house. Boner candidate number 3, Wellsville, Utah, making us proud. The sham Indian reenactment war up in Wellsville, Utah. Some people in the town put red makeup all over their faces and to be the Indians. The others are the long-suffering Mormon pioneers, and they have stage a fake battle and all of that. And then Boner candidate number 4 from you today. I was trying to develop him as an artist. Who is the winner, Dave?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Wellsville, Utah.
Yes.
Local Boner.
Making us proud.
Good choice. Thank you, Dave. Good choice. It's really sad that all those people are mad at Mr. Gerke for outing about the festival.
You shut up about our racist heritage festival.
I am guessing that this year is the last year that Wellsville, Utah.
I think they'll go down, but they'll go down fighting.
No, I don't think they'll do another one. It's been an ugly little secret that's been kind of kept under the rug, but not anymore.
All right.
Way to go, Gurky. Ruin tradition for people.
All right. Should we do the promo?
Yeah, because John's eating a donut, so we can't do a crossover with him.
Good donut.
We hope you're enjoying your weekend on Monday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, Amy Donaldson will break down the BYU-Utah game.
And then at 8 a.m., Bill Frost talks TV, all TV, good TV, bad TV, TV, and he'll help you watch TV better.
At 8:45, it's Geek News on the Radio, and we're going to give away Salt Lake Comic-Con tickets.
Big Radio from Hell show on Monday. Listen to it here on X96.
All right.
We got to go rest up for not safe for work.
And again, it's overbooked.
Don't come unless you're registered.
Arrive early, and if you are registered and can't make it,
yeah, give someone else your spot.
Hey, Dylan, are you driving, Daddy? Are you
driving, Daddy?
Is it Dylan Uber? Dylan Lyft?
Yeah. Warning to Lyft drivers: I'll be using your services this evening.
Yes.
I didn't RSVP. Can I come?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
See how I did that.
You can go carry something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Pick up something heavy and help
Can I
out.
stay and watch?
Sure.
Hey, all right.
Speak into the microphone, sir.
Sorry.
What do you have to give away today?
I have Utah State Fair tickets.
Okay.
And I have Third Eye Blind tickets.
Nice.
And I'm going to sneak in a little bit of punk rock today.
Are you?
I'm stoked because SLC Punks had a week off last week because we were doing the Pioneers of Alternative Weekend.
Which, no offense to your show, I quite enjoyed the Pioneer Weekend.
That was so much fun.
That was great.
Right?
Yes.
You'll like that we opened the show with Pennywise this morning.
Did you really? Which one?
Stand By Me.
Yeah. Awesome.
For the It movie.
I'm stoked that SLC Punks comes back on Sunday, so I'm going to sneak maybe some Bad Religion.
Thank you very much. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Utah by 5. Trust me.
Hello.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
A 1 hour nonstop music wingding starts now.